We're live. What is up, swimmers and swammers? I'm Coleman Hodges. Welcome to day 5 of the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to have Mel Stewart, our co host, come on eventually. Maybe, I assume. I don't know. And we will have a couple special guests today. To pop in and join our live stream as we watch and react live to the 2024 Olympic Finals Day 5. We've already got predictions coming in. Let us know in the comments what you're most excited for today and what you think is going to happen in this really, really crazy Day 5 where we have two 100 freestyle finals. We have two 200 finals that Leon Marchand will be competing in both of. JL, the crew is on their way. Make no mistake about that. The crew's coming. Mahmoud Sayuni says Mali will win. Mali will be. I think it's possible. Once again, let us know in the comments who you think is going to win these events today. Zach to defend title. So Zach Stubblety Cook in the 200 breast. You taking him for the win? I don't know. I like Leon's chances honestly in both the 200 fly and the 200 breast. I'm pretty high on Mr. Marchand at at this point in the meet. He looks ready to go. He looked so freaking smooth in both of his 200s yesterday, whereas everyone else in the field just didn't. They didn't look that comfortable. Malak looked a little pained that last 75 of his. Stubblety Cook is going to defend a gold medal, which is never easy. Leon has nothing really to lose in this. Tim Chang, I appreciate you being on our live streams all the time. I think someone's going to win a gold medal today. I think you'd be right, Tim. That's a great guess. Raymond likes Jack Alexi in the men's 100 freestyle. JL says Grousset for silver or better. Maxime Grousset in the 100 free. Mahmoud, David will not win the 100 free. Okay. So, this men's 100 free final, let's talk about that. It's the last event of the day, which is crazy. Speaking of the crew, what's up, Mel?
What's up, buddy?
All right. Well, Mel doesn't have much energy today, but I sure do. I'm on my second cup of coffee because I'm on French time, and it's finals, baby.
This is the day of Marchand.
This is the day of so many people. This is a big day.
It's a big day.
The story, the number one story today is Leon Marchand. We all thought he was going to pick one or the other. I don't think anyone thought he was going to do both and go into both seated first. Did you?
I didn't think I thought, hang on one second here. I thought that he would have trouble getting past Milak. But after watching their 200 fly, he looked so much more controlled than Christoph Milak. Marchand was on his way to a solid 152, and it looked like it was warm up, and he was shutting it down. I'm like, he needs to shut it down. He started shutting it way down, and he like floated into the ball with 153. Milak looked like his stroke in the semifinal, like he had a hitch in it. It looked labored. So I don't know. I mean, it's Milak's brain has been wired to go 150. And even when you have that kind of wiring in your brain, you can pop off a 151 plus or 152 low.
I think it also needs to be said the controversial decision was made to change the schedule. Bob Bowman wanted it changed, and it got changed, and not everyone likes that, but that's how it is now. And Marchand will have an hour and 40 minutes between the 200 fly final and the 200 breast final. Today is one of the longest sessions of the entire meet. It's 2 hours. I think it might even be over 2 hours from start to finish. But so he's got a lot of rest time in between. And again, I did not think he was going to do both, but he looks amazing. He looks so good, and he looks ready to win 2 gold medals tonight.
I think
Yeah.
swimming for Bowman, I think he's been living in he's a kid who grew up watching Phelps do what Phelps did. And then he went and swam for Bowman.
Mm-hmm.
So popping off a double like this and picking up gold in both is something that he has an expectation for, because Bob's been talking to him. Bob's been in his ear for 2 years.
It's the Bowman effect, which I don't know if that's the thing on our website. I think it is. JL says, interesting stat from Pat 40 at ESPN. In all finals 200 or less thus far in the Olympic Games, the leader at the 150 has failed to hold. So if it's less than a 200, I'm guessing you mean the leader at the 50. But I don't know if that. But so all 200 races so far, the leader at the 150 has failed to win gold. That is an interesting stat. And I think that happens a lot in Olympic races. You see people really going for it and going for the win, which sometimes works in a 200 distance. But I think more often than not, you have a lot of racers and you have a lot of people coming on very strong that last 50. And someone in the Olympic final is swimming the perfect race, is swimming a controlled race, can pace themselves through 150 meters and then go. But yeah, so I guess we'll see if that holds tonight. I think it's hard to bet against Milok in the 2 fly, but I'm taking Leon over Zach Stubblety-Cook in the 2 breast. I think that's fair. I think Leon looked really good yesterday in both. And Zach Stubblety-Cook is defending a gold medal. Leon has nothing to lose here. Honestly, if anything, like he, people are thinking, oh, he's tired. He's not going to do much. So I think Zach Stubblety-Cook is going to be a little more tense than Leon it will be. Zach Stubblety-Cook, one of my favorite people to talk to in swimming, because he is, if you didn't know this, Zach Stubblety-Cook, the defending gold medalist in the men's 200 breast, is a coffee nerd. He will talk to you about coffee for hours. And for me personally, I love that. I could talk about coffee all day.
I'm on my 6th cup.
Mel drinks garbage coffee, if for those of you who don't know. Mel's coffee is total trash. He mainlines it to his veins through an injection, and it's from Starbucks, and I have no respect for it.
I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, I drank Pikes Peak. Sorry about that. A lot of cold brew.
Women's 100 freestyle, Melvin. We have the world champion. We have the world record holder. We have 2 Americans. We have 2 Australians. How do you see this going down?
I think
who's your pick?
I think Molly wins. I think Sarah touches second.
Yeah, I do too, but I really don't want that to happen. I think because it's what everyone thinks. Sarah's never won an Olympic gold medal in this event, but she's had the world record for 7 years. I want Sarah to win. I think that'd be so awesome. In an event that she almost didn't even swim, she ends up getting gold. In an event that,
yeah. No, she's so dominant. She's like the consummate professional. Stays in contact with you, always shows up for interviews, is second language English, and she's just really likable. But
she's very likable.
So consistent, and a World Cup star. She's always leaned in and supported World Aquatics. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that. Sarah is a true professional, and she has been for over a decade. Craig Jones, may I inquire as to Mel's choice of what you say, trash coffee? Craig wants to know, what are you drinking, Mel?
I drink Starbucks. What do you drink? You drink whatever costs $10 a cup.
That's true. I'm a coffee snob, I'll say it. I have no shame about it. I'm a coffee snob.
Coleman drinks coffee that tastes fruity. I drink coffee that's bold and has a chocolatey finish.
I like bold and chocolatey. I like fruity also. Anything lighter, I don't like super light coffee.
I
But
don't know. I don't like fruity coffee. I think it's too acidic.
I think some fruity coffee is. I go medium to medium dark.
Gotcha.
That's my range.
Oh man, this session is just gonna. I love this session. This session makes me so happy. Like more cowbell. I need more Marshawn. With the women's 1500 final, this is Katie Ledecky going for her 12th Olympic medal. That would tie her with Emma McKeon, Natalie Coughlin, Dara Torres, Jenny Thompson as the most celebrated female swimmers, winningest Olympic medalist in swimming. Of course, she's got the crack at the 800 free and the 4x2 relay, which could put her in the neighborhood of 14 medals and make her officially the greatest of all times. Because officially, she's not the greatest of all time.
But I think this is the most interesting race outside of the pool is between Katie Ledecky and Emma McKeon for overall Olympic medals, because Emma currently has 12, as you said. Katie's about to win her 12th tonight, so they'll be tied after tonight. As you said, Ledecky has 2 more medal chances. Emma potentially has 3 more medal chances in the women's 4x2, in the mixed medley, and in the medley, the women's
I
medley.
always forget about the mixed medley.
So, but the thing is, we don't know if she'll be on. I don't think she will be on the mixed medley. It doesn't, unless she's a prelim swimmer. It doesn't make sense. They should, because they have Matt Temple. Mixed medley, you never know where people are going. Honestly, they might. I don't know. But
yeah, okay.
But it's like, it makes sense to put Kaylee on the front because they don't have a strong male backstroker. They have a good male breaststroker. You don't want to. You want a female freestyler, unless they maybe put Kyle Chalmers, but I don't. I think they would go with a female freestyler, and because I think you would, if you have a female backstroker, I think you'd want 2 males after that, and they'd go with Sam Williamson and Matt Temple, and then Shayna Jack or Meg Harris or
mixed medley relay is just like you lead with 2 men.
But Kaylee is far better comparatively than their male backstroker. That's the thing. But so anyway, and Emma hasn't swam the 200 freestyle, I think, at all since being on the 4x2 relay in Tokyo. Correct me if I'm wrong, commenters. I don't remember if she's been on this relay, maybe at Commonwealth Games in 22, at World Champs in 22 or 23. But she didn't. I don't believe Emma swam the 200 free at Aussie trials. So I don't know. She might be a prelim swimmer on that just to get a medal, and then I think she'll definitely be on the medley relay. She could come away with this with 15 Olympic medals, is what I'm saying.
She could, and I think that Swimming Australia is thinking about that. I think that's a feather in their cap. They're winning the gold medal count. Mm-hmm. They're just an extraordinary swimming nation, and I do think this matters to them. And I would try to slip her in if she can hold her own on prelim relays. I always forget about the mixed medley because I just feel like
it's brand new.
Yeah,
it's only the second Olympics.
I don't think about it. I just don't think about it. Mm-mm. Have you heard from Matt Biondi?
Matt Biondi is coming on at for the last half an hour.
We have Matt Biondi. Matt Biondi was my team captain for 10 years. I love Matt Biondi.
It's a long time.
I was on the national team for 10 years. He was on for 12.
What's one of your favorite stories about Matt Biondi? 10 years? That's a long time.
No. So Matt was first of all, Matt was our Michael Phelps. He won 7 Olympic medals in 1988. Matt was the star. Matt was so Matt's tall. Matt could be he could be a power forward playing professional basketball. He was cool. He would show up. He had a Ray-Ban sponsorship, and he'd wear his Ray-Bans and show really up cool. in his Porsche, and to team camps. He would drive in, and he was he's soft spoken, and he's a man of few words. And when he talks, everybody gets quiet and they listen. He was a very empathetic, kind leader, and really cares about swimming. What people don't know about him is that he was in the United States. You could not earn money. You were amateur, and so Tom Jager and Matt Biondi were like living off their parents, and they were eating cheap food. And it wasn't until 1988, after 1988, that they could actually make money. And then the U.S. Olympic Committee held it in a trust fund. They didn't want to give it to you because they didn't want you to have it. And then they sort of gave that up and said, okay, you can make money and keep it. But he fought for everybody's rights to earn a red cent. We have that because of Matt Biondi in the United States.
It's pretty awesome.
So he was really loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He helped athletes make money. Gooby Bernie says McKeon hasn't trained for 200 free for the last 3 years and didn't swim at Aussie trials. She could be a coach's pick to replace Lanny Pallister on the 4x2 who's got COVID. So we will see. But we could leave this Olympics and Emma McKeon. Katie Ledecky was supposed to be the most decorated female swimmer of all time with 14 medals, and Emma McKeon one-ups her with 15.
It's going to be interesting.
And we're starting. We're live. Swimming finals is on. We've got the women. We're starting the session with the women's 100 free. I just want everyone watching right now, I want everyone to know I'm hungry like the wolf. Oh, and we've got our first guest, Clark Burkle. What's up, man?
How we doing?
What's up, Clark?
I'm doing
Long time
great.
no see.
No
Clark
kidding.
Burkle getting into the golf business.
I am. You're with me at the worldwide headquarters of the newly coined Reimagine Golf that I'm working hard on with Mallory. So
I like that. That's great.
It's been fun.
We love that. The first couple of swimming.
Yeah, we try. How are you all doing?
Good. Thank you for being here.
Doing great.
Of course.
Are you watching live right now? Are you watching finals?
I need to. I'm pulling it up now.
Perfect.
To peek.
So they're walking out the women's 100 free final right now.
I love that.
Yeah,
You may or may not have some action on that one.
It's going to be a loaded heat. We've got two Americans in outside lanes, lane 1 and lane 8. Nathan Adrian was very excited about that. He said the outside lane is what you want.
I agree. I don't think it's any secret that there's some waves, so I think it's great to have that outside lane.
That's interesting. Like, I always thought, obviously there's a lot of waves, but I always thought like lane 4, you get the best waves. But I guess in an outside lane, you only get it from one side. Is that right?
I think it's it's unique in these Olympic pools too, because you've got lanes 0 and 9, right? And so you have that empty water. And so I don't think you get as much, you don't get caught in the wash as much. I feel like, that water, dissipates the side or whatever and goes into the gutter, and it gives you a little more open water. So I like those outside lanes too. I mean, I think it's tougher to race from them. But, it's exciting though. A little outside smoke. All right, I've got it up now.
Oh yeah.
I think Huss can get on the podium.
I do too. Great opening speed.
I think she's got a great shot. She's already won the 100 fly, and she split 52.0 on the relay.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely was. She was first at 15 meters.
Yeah, and we're gonna see both American women really work those turns and underwaters here. Gretchen's first to 15, which I think was expected. And Tori, the Americans are going for it. They're leading the pack at 25 meters. Love to see that.
Tori looks like she's ahead. Tori's ahead.
She flipped first at the 50. It's Tori, then Shaban, then Gretchen. Love that. Great turn for Gretchen. Now you see Sarah Sjostrom coming on. Shaban Howell's coming on.
Ha! You're going to be happy, Coleman. Did you see the finish?
I didn't see the finish.
I'm still loading it. Who got it?
Sjostrom won.
Oh my
Sarah
God.
She's
Really?
on the
Sarah
lane lines
Sjostrom.
now. She
Oh my
finally won. She finally won the 100 free. Oh my
God.
pumped.
She almost didn't swim that event, and now
Tori
she's
silver,
winning.
Molly bronze.
Oh no.
Tori Husk.
Tori
There we
Husk.
go. That's
Tori Husk.
amazing.
Tori Husk, gold medal in the fly, silver medal in the 100. Greg Meehan, commenters on SwimSwam who crapped all over Greg Meehan. Guess what? Meehan gets the last
This
laugh.
is epic.
That's awesome. I've got it up on my my screen over here now, so I'm in business.
Oh, heck yeah.
Tori's had
Oh
a
my
great meet.
God.
No,
This is so amazing for so many reasons.
You know, one thing I wish they did a little bit faster was show the results summary or like hold the winning time up longer, because I feel like I'm always like guessing. I'm like, okay, let's see the times. You know,
Okay, I got times 52:16 for Sarah, 52:29 for Tori, Shaban 52:33. Molly was fourth, 52:34, fourth by a hundredth.
Whoa. Molly
didn't medal.
I thought she was third.
Howie was third.
How far off was she at the 50?
Molly finishes off the podium?
Molly was seventh at the 50 and 25.5.
She's got to get a little more speed there.
Yeah, because she's definitely known for that back half.
She was a 52:16 at World Champs in 2023. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she added less than 2/10.
Oh man!
But in an Olympic final.
Yeah.
But wow,
Sarah
Sjostrom, and she's like old man time. She's like 30.
Stop it. 30 is a spring chicken.
She's Mother Earth. She is 30. That's so cool.
Yeah, I want results. I don't want. Here we go.
So interesting.
Phase
cool.
RS swimmer 84. Molly had a short finish and got out touched. Yeah.
That she did.
Wow.
And
52:16.
And let's just recognize that Sarah was planning to not swim this event at this Olympics. She was only the 50 freestyle. And then at the last minute, she's like, you know what? There's a couple days in between. I might as well just try and swim it. And then she wins.
That's so impressive. Let's see. I'm going to see what Mallory said.
Yeah, what
does Mallory have to say?
Women's 100 free specialist.
No one cares what we have. What does Mallory have to say? I want to know.
I just got a text from Connor Dwyer that said, "Tough luck, Australia!" ! And then Jean Bassan said, "Dang it, dude! I had a feeling about Sarah. We've got like a pick'em going on." And I had, awesome. Molly was a linchpin for me there. It's tough. Close.
Yeah.
Close. We got a little bit of a break. Let's what do you think about Marshawn doing the double 200 fly, 200 breast?
You know, I feel first off, it's amazing. Like, it's really impressive. I mean, that's I was talking to one of my buddies last night, and, you know, there's been plenty of doubles in Olympic history, but like, that's a really interesting one, right? I don't believe anybody's ever medaled in that double. So it's really impressive. But I feel more confident about his 200 breaststroke than 200 fly. Not that I'm not confident in his 200 fly, but I'd say Krzysztof Malak has sort of impressed me. I don't know. There's been a lot published about his break and sort of, lack of training. And, you know, he's even said it, like he took time off or whatever, but he looks good. And I'm really excited to watch the last 50 of that race, because I think he's going to storm out. I think I was going to try to go with him, but, you know, that last wall will be telling. And then really the last, seems like a lot of the 200 flyers are sort of tightening up in the last 15 meters or so across the heats and semis. So that'll be interesting. And then I think that I have a really strong feeling that Leon's been shutting down the 200 breast a lot through the prelims and the semis. I mean, I counted his strokes. I watched it a few times. And that last 50, he is just absolutely cruising. So, you know, my hopes are that he breaks the world record. I think that'd be really exciting to see, but I think we can at least see a 6 low, 5 high out of him, with, you know, the possibility of going out under a minute or right at it. So, you know, I feel but there's a pretty good chance he pulls a double off. And, I'm a breaststroker, so I'm really excited to watch the tuna breast and, kind of nerd out, count the strokes, watch the pullouts. I don't know, like watching the prelim, I thought that Zach was totally out of it. I was like, oh no, he's just not going to do well. And then he looked a little bit stronger. He came home well, which he always does, looked stronger in the semi. And then he's just going to have a hard time if he's out way behind. Like if Leon just puts the hammer down that first 100 and is 3 seconds ahead or something. I mean, it's just a big deficit for somebody that's probably not going to die. He's got the endurance, so it'll be exciting to watch. It's going to be great.
It's Melvin time.
Oh yeah,
200 flies in the water.
Looks like Milak just took control of that, beat everybody to the 15-meter mark, and is just out fast.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
it looks commanding. My opinion of all this news that we've heard about Milak has been BS.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't buy this. I think he's okay. I think he's training. And also, I think that even if like he just took a vacation until 12 weeks before the Olympics, I think he could get in shape in 8 weeks and taper for 4 and still be extraordinarily difficult to beat.
I mean, he looks so good.
He looks smooth. I think Leon's advantage, well, one, Leon has the crowd on his side, and that has to be a big adrenaline boost. But Leon has been in this situation before at World Champs in 22 where he won a silver next to Milak.
Yeah.
And so I think that helps him, especially that first 100, to just not panic and do his thing. And he's like, well, if Milak's going to be out, that's, I'm still going to swim my race.
Yes.
On this third 50, it looks like, he was slowing down going to the 100-meter mark. And now it looks like every time we're coming into the 50, it looks like he's backing off a little bit.
I mean, it's just 28.6 there.
Here, this is where.
Oh no! He's
big underwater.
Right here. This is it.
Marshawn's
got him. Marshawn's got him. It's over.
He's grimacing. He's grimacing though. They're both. Oh no! Oh my God!
Oh,
I mean,
that's
Marshawn's
painful.
also tightening up a little bit.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Oh
man, Milak is tying up.
Milak's
tying up.
Oh, it's Leon. It's Leon.
Leon.
Marshawn.
151
Whoa.
Marshawn.
Boom.
Celebration. That was impressive.
Gold for Leon, 151.2. Holy Moses.
You went a 151.2. Oh, look at there. I'm not going to do too much of a celebration after my 151 because I got to get rested to do the same thing in the 200 breaststroke.
Oh my God, that took it out of him. They both looked gassed.
He went for it.
Yeah.
That was if Milak really was taking a vacation, that was a great effort.
Yes.
So you can pull up the results. Wait, talk us through the results.
Yep. All right. So the good thing about these results is that they are quick. Like they are up within like the minute they hit the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. So 151.2 Olympic record for Leon. Damn. 151.7 for Christoph. And we didn't. Ilya Karun third. 152.8. That's a great time.
That's a really good time.
I got a silver medal at the Olympics, and I went a 151.7. That's brutal.
Oh my God! I mean, that's crazy.
He's still game face. Look at him. He's totally game face. He's like, I got to go do this again.
I guess that's what happened when you're Milak and you're flanked by Sun Devils.
Milak does not seem the most personable guy in the world.
No, he doesn't look like a talker.
Doesn't look like a talker.
Can I tell my Christoph Milak story again? Clark hasn't heard it yet.
No, I'd love to hear the story. I'm like texting, and I got the whole 9 yards going on here.
Keep up with your group text, buddy.
The junkies are out. Yeah. The Olympic junkies are out. They're ready.
That's right. Everyone's like, give me swimming. I need it. Oh, we got the Bob Bowman live reaction.
Yeah. He's got to be hyped.
Let's see it, Bob.
Oh, I've punished you for years, and now you must close on this race.
I mean, that was an awesome race.
If Bob were really smart, he'd grab onto a railing and start getting on that thing and maybe go viral.
Yeah.
He's got big guns. No, Bob's got some guns. Bob needs to throw a gun up there. Boom.
Ugh,
That was a big race.
that was a great race.
That was a great race.
That's must-see TV.
That's extraordinary.
I mean, 4 people under 154. That was actually one of the better finals I think I've seen.
No kidding.
If somebody said, "Hey, they're gonna, someone's gonna go 151.7 in the 200 fly," is that going to be fast enough to win in Paris?
Oh,
I would have been like, "Yeah, that'll win.
Yes.
Yeah,
That'll win."
it's crazy.
Marsh, here's the thing: after seeing that race, Marchand should have broken the world record in the 400 AM. He was shutting it down. He was thinking about being on the podium 20 meters out. He's like, "I won this. The medals. These people are gonna be cheering for me." He was already post race.
He could have gone 401 easily.
Yeah, he was definitely a 401. He was shutting it down.
It's crazy. I mean, Mel, you're in Beijing. I remember watching the 403.84. It was the most impressive swim I've ever seen in my life, and just like sort of flashing back to a few weeks earlier when I was in lane 1 at the trials in the 400 IM, just watching fireworks go off with like 15 meters left, just thinking I just got demolished by these guys, and then you went a full 2 seconds faster, and I just thought that record would stand forever. And now it's like I can't wait to see a 3:59.
And I think that you will.
That's crazy.
I think so too.
And I think that you will.
It's nuts. That was
You left us. You left the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful abode of Austin, Texas. Although I wouldn't blame you. I would live where you're living too. I think it's gorgeous. But
It's
we got Bowman. We got Bowman and Marchand now.
I know.
In Austin.
No, that's awesome. So what's that been like? Have they been at the pool and everything? I mean, is it pretty cool?
I think since Bob came, Bob did his like entry presser as head coach in the football stadium. And so like that was cool. But since then they've been so back and forth. Like I think they've been training in Austin, but we haven't actually seen them since then. But I think once everything calms down, like in the fall, we'll get to see a lot more of Bob and the Texas team. And I think Leon is staying in France for the fall and doing the World Cups.
Yeah.
But then I'm guessing he's going to come back and train in Austin with Bob at some point. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, he deserves to do a little victory lap too. I mean, he's going to
absolutely.
He's got more in the tank. I think we're going to see another great Olympics out of him. But you know what? Here's the thing: when you have a moment like this, and you've achieved everything you've been dreaming of, a little bit of edge is gone. It takes a rare individual to keep doing it over and over, which is why we're so awed by Phelps.
For sure.
That is very true. And I think seeing Leon operate, it's like you can see the same kind of groundedness. I don't know. Like, Phelps was like that killer instinct, and Marchand obviously has that, but I think he's much more like comfortable in his own skin, has like much more calm. Mm-hmm. He reminds me a lot more of Caleb in that regard than of Michael, I think, or of like David Popovich, honestly, which that kid, he won his first gold medal here too.
That was wild. That was a crazy race. I mean, okay, what do we have here? Tuner fly.
Yeah, I'd like to. It's I was hurt. I was really hoping Reagan would edge McEwen.
Yeah,
I thought she might have it in the 100 back.
I mean, the silver lining in that is, Reagan's just a great competitor, and that's going to fire her up. She's going to just come out firing in this race, and the tuner back is going to be awesome to watch.
Yeah, agreed. But it's like, man, Kayla McEwen is Miss Automatic.
Yeah.
Like she just like, she did the exact same thing she did 3 years ago. She did the exact same thing she did last year at World Champs. It's like, she's so spot on every time. It's really impressive. Yeah.
And it was cool to see Burkhoff get the bronze, like Pops. Pretty neat little factoid,
No kidding. Yeah. What an Olympic duo. David has joined us the last year or two on these live streams, and like I almost sent him an email being like, David, come on. And it was like, oh, right. He's not, he's going to be busy.
McIntosh touched in a 59.3 at the 100 meters.
Yeah, she looks pretty
And
good.
yeah, Reagan's been sitting in her pocket the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of wondering where McIntosh is at. You know, they're showing 427 in the 400. They're 132.1.
Slow turn there by McIntosh. McIntosh body positions is so high on the water. Reagan had great turn there.
Yeah.
And Reagan, I'd like to see her come home strong this 50 because she got a little tight at trials.
Reagan had a great turn, yeah, and then McIntosh is gaining a little bit. Reagan still looks pretty good. I mean, I think she's
neck and neck.
I
Oh,
think she'll get. She's fading a little.
Yeah, she'll get there though.
You know,
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
204.87
for Summer. Yeah. I watched Summer. I went to a couple practices of Summers, like in March of 2023, and she like pushed a 59 in a long course 100 fly.
That's silly.
What?
It was. I mean, I have not seen much else like it. Like you said, Clark, her body position is just so elite. I think she sits so high in the water. It's kind of mind-boggling what she can do because of it, because she's just riding high the whole time.
So I have a question. So for me, like probably the most exciting race I've watched so far was the men's 800 free. I mean, there's been a lot of really exciting ones. Like the moment with like 20 meters left when Daniel Whiffen looked over without breathing, spotted Bobby Fink, and just went Tasmanian devil mode. I rewatched it like 5 times and it just gave me goosebumps. Like, I mean, it was unbelievable. And like Bobby was charging so hard. I was jumping up and down and watching it. It's crazy.
I didn't even see that. The fact that Whiffen looked over without breathing.
I mean, he's not breathing and he just goes like this. And then he just goes straight into like straight arm. Just like his kick couldn't keep up. It was reminiscent of like the Conor Yeager shoulder drive of the last 50 of the mile. Just like a totally different stroke comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
So I think that's hurt Bobby on the international scene, because he doesn't really have any domestic competition, and so like he's just so far ahead in every distance race he swims in season a lot of the time. But then he gets to the international competition, and at this point, everyone knows what to expect from him, so they kind of plan for it. And like that 800 race was so great because you had Elijah go out crazy the first 200, and then Greg, the old guy from Italy, like made his move at like the 600 and he was ahead. And then obviously, Fink revved it up the last 75 meters, but Whiffen was just consistent throughout.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it's cool to see, like, you obviously I'm biased. I want an American to win the race. But it was just like the level of national pride. I mean, Ireland's first medal, right, on the men's side. I mean, kind of cool to see that, and you love a good race. But that was crazy. I got like 10 text messages from buddies. They're like, "Did you see that last 50?" I'm like, "I haven't watched it yet. Don't tell me."
That was I mean, Ireland's having a week. Mona McSherry won a bronze in the 100 breast, and then follow that up with Dan Whiffen, getting gold.
Yeah, it was impressive. So what do we have? Okay, there's Sarah. What's the next race? I need to pull this up. Well, I need to look at these results. I need to see.
What is the? Oh, well, we've got. That's so funny. The second semifinal, I think, is in the water.
That's right. Second semifinal. That's right. That was
see it behind her. You could see the women behind her go off.
While we're waiting on that, while we're waiting on that, John was asking about Milak and saying that, based on the training, maybe a piano dropped. I don't know. If you're going a 151.7 and you're fading at the end, you're still super fit. Like he's still 96th, 97th percentile of where he should be. He's so on.
Yeah, and like when he broke the world record, he still faded just a touch, right? Like that's kind of his plan, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, to me, that's like racing in an Olympic final. That's not necessarily how fit you are.
Yeah.
I think at that point it's more mental, because he, up to this point in his career, and we've talked about this with like Katie Ledecky before and how much of a factor it is, but it's like he was so dominant for that stretch when he broke the world record, was winning world titles, won an Olympic gold. Like, so, he doesn't have the most experience in a tight race like that when someone is running him down.
Yeah.
That's a bitter pill.
Yeah.
That there's somebody else that exists on Earth that can go a 151.1.
Yeah. The moment you think you have a race locked up, you've got this young kid that rises up the ranks that can swim everything.
We've always, and everybody's experienced in swimming some variation of that, where you feel like, okay, I've got this one. I can, I'm a top dog in my pool, and then somebody shows up, and you're like, damn.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
There's a challenger. All right, here we go.
Second semifinal, we got an American, Alex Shackle. We got Zhang Yufei, who is on my SwimSwam fantasy team. So from that perspective, go Zhang Yufei.
Uh-oh.
But bad start.
You got to step down.
They're having him step down. Dang. Sorry, was I too loud, guys?
You guys been listening to I watch this again in the evening on the primetime coverage just so I can enjoy it and just drink it up. But it sounds like these blocks are loose. Everything sounds shaky and loose, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's like eerily quiet, and you can hear all those noises. I guess they're mic'd up.
Yeah, let's watch the blocks. Oh, they look pretty still. Did you, Clark? I don't know if you saw this. There was a pro swim this year in March in Chicago, or in like one of the suburbs of Chicago, and like Caleb Dressel's block, like
he's like ripped it, right?
Yeah. Like it stayed in, but it was like, shoom.
Dude, this is pretty wild. She's going.
Holy moly!
27
Zhang Yufei under world record pace.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
Go Team Coleman.
If you look at her stroke, I just like her hips. If they show the distance per stroke and you see the difference between each swimmer, I feel like her distance per stroke would be a little more even. Like you see how it's a hitch going back and forth. She just looks like she's forward energy, a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm.
She's shutting down here. She's making me look like an ass.
Now she's a second over world record pace.
32.
Yeah, that was a big first 50, and then it's like, okay, I've got you guys.
Yeah, I think she's kind of done this before too. She usually goes out pretty fast.
She looks a little tight though.
Yeah, I don't know if you shut it down at the 75 of 200.
That when you start once it's breaststroke's got to be a lot like fly.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, can't shut down like the tune or fly. Like once you go, I mean, there's no turning back, right?
Yeah, I think fly. I mean, there would be no fly. Fly comes out of breaststroke. It was breaststroke, and then fly became out of that stroke as an invention. Thank you for giving birth, Clark. But it's
right.
But once you start slowing down in either of these events, you start sinking in the water, and it's over. You're pushing water.
Yeah, there's not much speed generation that can happen. I mean, she's holding on though.
Yeah, I mean, she looks good. I guess also, to be fair, she could have really shut it down and still got third in that heat.
Yeah,
like she didn't, but.
Can you pull up results? That's a slow heat. That feels like a slow.
No, yeah, it was
206.
It was slow.
206 on the touch.
It was slow.
For anybody who's old and really appreciates Mary T. Maher out of Kentucky, buddy, right?
She's here this summer, 100-year anniversary of Lakeside. She came.
That's right. Yeah, Mary T's 205.92 from 50,000 years ago. What was it, like 1981? 1981.
Brown deer, no goggles.
That's right. Brown deer, no goggles. Nylon suit, rubber cap. Would have made Olympic trials. That she'd have won here.
Yes.
In that heat, yeah. So, Yeah, Zhang Yufei is third seed. We got Summer, Reagan, Zhang Yufei, Deckers from Australia, Shackle, the other Americans in. Those are the top 5. 207.5 makes the final.
Oh, we got the mile next. There's Whitney.
So,
But based on the Mary T metric, when I see a swim that fast, I've always thought women might hit a few benchmarks and kind of get over the hump, and we might be down to 200, 201, 200 area 5 decades later.
Yeah. So we have like obviously Lakeside's pool is like an old rock quarry, right? It's not a fast pool. There's currents. It's there's rocks all over the place. The blocks are old like pieces of wood bolted onto like
that's amazing.
I don't know, like an iron frame. And she held the OVC meets like the longest continuous running meet I think in the history of the United States, like 1928, maybe first time. And she held the meet record there for a long time. And that tank went like 58 high or 59 low in the 100 and maybe like 207 in the 200 in like the middle of the season. And like you look at the record book and it's like, records from like the mid 1970s and all the other ones are like 2017, 2018.
That 2 fly record still has to be there, right?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean,
it is.
It's definitely, I mean,
Mary was at U.S. Olympic trials. Basically, every room she walked into, every suite she stepped into, she was the whole room. Everyone would go onto Mary.
That's awesome.
She's so loved.
We have a question from a commenter. Ricky Behrens wants to know how Clark's golf game is nowadays.
Well, Ricky, my low handicap this summer was an 8.2, but it was kind of shaded by the fact that I shot a 76 randomly. I'd say I'm more like a 10 at the moment. But I've been playing a little bit better. That awful driver that used to see me hit has changed a little bit. And, I've got some light reading here on my office desk, golf betting game. I'm trying to improve it. But that being said, I'm sure he can still beat me. So we got to play soon.
We love that. Ricky Barron's also a former Austin native. He now lives in, do you remember the town, Mel? He lives in like a small town in Texas.
He lives in a town where I know he's a gun owner. He's got more guns there. It's he lives in the sticks, which is kind of cool. I appreciate that.
Cool.
The funny thing is you move to Texas and you're like, what is with Texans and everybody wanting to own a ranch and owning farmland? And then you live here for 3 or 4 years and you're like, maybe we should buy some land. Maybe we should get some donkeys.
Maybe we should get a
ranch.
Like
a thing, and it infests you like a virus.
It's fine.
I'm in Brooklyn right now, and I'm reading this book. It's just like it's fiction, and it's about vampires in southern Texas and northern Mexico. And so it's like total fiction. It's just like pure pleasure for me, but it's fun reading. But I'm reading about it and they're like mentioning Laredo and El Paso. I'm like, it makes me miss Texas. Makes me miss good old Texas.
I'm up here in the SwimSwam HQ offices, and half of this office is nothing but Coleman's stuff. Because Coleman's like, I'm going to spend the summer in New York.
Oh, Phelps is pumped.
Ricky lives in Jose Cuervo, Texas.
Cuero. Thank you, Ricky. Cuero.
I'm sorry, Cuero, Texas.
He helped the population break 8,000. That's awesome. We love you, Ricky. Ricky was on the other day. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Thanks for watching today.
Look at the women's 1500, and after Ledecky's 4.0, was she 401? Was she 401 or 4008? 4008, right?
Yeah, 400. She was 400 high. Yes.
What do you think? Think there's a possibility that she's battling some sickness? It just.
I don't think so. I mean, I think she seemed fine, and I saw a press conference after the 400 with her, and she's like, obviously it's not the time I wanted, but it's good to get a medal. I think she has definitely given up some stock, putting some of the stock she used to have in the 400. Right? She's accepted that she is not going to be as sharp in that event because she's trying to maintain her dominance in this event, the mile and the 800, is what I'm guessing.
I'm seeing Phelps is on camera. We're doing a lot of takeaways. Yeah. Phelps is going really hard on the beard. I'm thinking I could get a little more length. He made it okay.
Yeah, I think Mel. Just so you know, I think I'm starting the beard now, and I'm probably going to grow until at least November. So, just so you know, that's going to be my look for the next 4 to 6 months.
I like the beard.
His look is funny to me. He doesn't even have the bun today. His hair is just slicked back.
He looks good.
He's stylish.
Good.
Yeah, he's styling.
You
can see the gray coming in his beard too.
Oh yeah. This was crazy.
Yeah.
So here's the question: during this 1500 meter free, we're going to go to commercial twice. You watch.
At least.
During an Olympic final, we're going to go to commercial twice.
At least,
yeah.
I mean, they did it during the 800. It's like they took away. It was like they went to commercial and Elijah was winning by like 5 seconds. They came back and like Greg was in first.
Seriously, I hated that so much. That was brutal.
I've tried several different feeds, and I'm still going to commercial.
Yeah, I don't think you can escape it. Well, so one cool thing that this commenter is bringing up that Anastasia Kirpichnikova, who was Russian, but then she changed citizenships and now she's officially French, is the 3rd seed for this women's mile. So we could see another French medal, which I think would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I also I looked up the Kentucky state records, and the women's open 100 fly is Kelsey Dahlia, and the women's open 200 fly is Mary T. Maher. It's a pretty stout group there. You've got a 56.3, and then you've got a 205.96. Still is a state record that may never be broken.
Oh,
1981.
Damn.
It's awesome.
That's crazy.
Very fast.
Those are so fast.
Mary T would warm up butterfly on national team trips. Like people would dive in and start swimming freestyle. She would dive in and do butterfly.
My dad
always easier than freestyle.
My dad tells these stories. I guess he was like training at Lakeside. He was in college, swimming at U of L, and like Mary T was maybe, I don't know, like sophomore in high school or something. And she used to do like a 10,000 fly once a month. And like, you know, some of this gets like inflated by folklore or whatever, but I like to believe it's true because it's incredible. But apparently like one time she was doing the 10,000 fly and she stopped at the 1,000. She's like, something feels off. She's like, I'm going to keep going though. I'm going to finish it. So she finishes it and she had a collapsed lung or like something. And again, like, I don't know if this is totally true or not.
True.
Like,
Absolutely true.
That was like the, you know, what they told us. And I guess Denny Persley was a coach and he had butterfly Thursdays or something, and it would be 4,100s, 2,200s, or 10,400s, all butterfly. And she would just beat everybody, like all the guys, crush them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, impressive.
That's crazy.
I did a 50 fly this morning in practice and I almost died.
Whoa, you're in master's practice? What are you doing?
A little bit. I started swimming again. I started swimming again last year after I had that surgery because I was like, I got to lose some weight. And butterfly has been the hardest to get back on with. I'm doing a little meet this weekend. We've got our Lakeside invite. I'm doing the 1,500 breast and some mixed relays and stuff. But the summers are great, right? Because we get to swim at the lake, and it's such a nice way to start the day, just outside and the old rock quarry. So I'm doing 2 or 3 times a week, but nothing impressive.
That I don't believe you at all, and here's why. When I moved to Austin, Clark was there, and he was like, "Hey, come! There's this cool masters team. It's called Western Hills. I still swim there. So he brings me to Western Hills where, you know, there's Olympians, there's former Texas swimmers, there's a lot of former college swimmers.
Lance Armstrong was there. It's crazy.
I was coaching Lance last summer. That's always a good time. But and then you did like 100 IM just like cruising, and you were like half a pool ahead of everyone else.
The talent is faded. The talent is faded. I think 32 is like the hard turn.
Okay. I heard, I know this is true for a fact. You went to an Arizona alumni meet. I don't remember when this was. And you were like on the golf course all day. You're having fun with your buds. And then you go to the meet and you went like a 52 in the 100-yard breast. Is that right?
You know, there may have been a couple of extra dolphin kicks and some questionable turns. And the old man strength came into play, but that was sort of it. I kind of rode off into the sunset after that one.
How many beers did you have that day before you raced?
Quite a few. Too many. We had all the guys together. We had 2 foursomes playing, and I hadn't seen these guys in a while, and it was sunny outside, and you know the beers flow in Tucson, so it was a good time for sure.
That's the kind of swim you ride off into the sunset after. I mean, that's amazing.
It was one of a kind. All right, let's see. So when do we get Katie back up here?
I agree. And the comment about Mary T, I think Mary T should be mentioned anytime someone touches the water and they're female in the 200 fly. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
And of course, he's a teammate of hers from 1984 where she picked up her gold medal.
But still, it's cool. I mean, even Mel, like your time, I mean, you know, I'm looking from 2012 and kind of seeing where I would, you know, shake out in the 200 breast. And I mean, you're looking from 92, right? And you're still shaking out.
Not again, 4th of trials.
Yeah, like that's really impressive. So, you know, as much as it's changed, I mean, at the top level, they're, you know, good swimmer's a good swimmer.
That's very true. I mean, and it gets faster, but I feel like especially at an Olympics, it doesn't get that much fast, or it takes longer to get faster because it's such a pressured situation, right?
Yeah.
And if you can perform there, you can perform just about anywhere. Oh,
so what
she is.
What are you guys live? I was going to ask you what race has shocked you the most?
The
100 fly.
What'd you say, Mel?
I thought Gretchen was going to go at 54.9 in the 100 fly. I did not think she'd pull up and get a silver, but maybe not a big surprise. But,
everyone else at SwimSwam predicted Tori winning.
Really? I thought Gretchen would win too. I thought she was going to break her world record.
I think Olympic experience matters. I think, you know, everyone was saying if Gretchen would have broken the world record in finals at trials, would have been a different story. But like she broke it in semis, and I think she's still relatively new to the international scene and still figuring out long course. You know, I think this has been a great experience. I think a silver medal is like nothing to shake your head at. But I think Tori's really a racer, and she has been on that podium 3 of the last 4 years.
Yeah, so. It's true. Can't understate that.
The men's 200 free times surprised me a lot, as did the men's 100 breast.
Yeah,
I think
that's right.
That's
the
the surprise of me.
That took the cake for me. I was like, what just happened?
That was a wah wah. What is this?
I had Chen Haiyang going like, you know, 57.0 or something in my head.
What's your PB in the 100 breast?
Flats are like 007 or something. But I mean, I'm a turtle. It's a while to get moving.
Slow and steady.
Exactly. I kind of, I took out the 200. I think like one high. I just didn't have. I kind of had one speed.
Yeah. So, Clark, you brought up Chen Haiyang, and I'm curious what you see from his stroke specifically. I just from a purely swimming perspective, nothing outside the pool. obviously he had a phenomenal year last year. But like he did it from the 50 to the 200, and he breaks the world record in the 200, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was last year, right? Yeah. So I thought the 200 was sort of like an out of body performance. I knew that one might be tough for him to come back to, just because I knew he was good at it. But that was really fast. But and this is my opinion. But what I've noticed is like he's really, I'm sure his kick is good, but he's got a really big upper body. He's really arm dominant, very strong. I think the waves might impact him a little bit more.
And interesting.
Like I think his kick is good, but his body position's got to stay high. His hips have to stay high, and you can notice, like especially in that 200 and the end of the 100. I mean, he's sort of plowing through the water, right? Like his legs get low, and he's relying on just pulling as hard as he can. The lactic acid is probably really high. So, whereas like with Leon, I mean, he's just so high on the water. He's gliding so well. There's very little resistance up front. He's narrow when they show the front of his stroke. And Chin just like he's powerful. I mean, he's big guy. So I just feel like he's getting tight. And he's just kind of dying in these races. And like when he swam that 200, I remember watching it and I was just like, this guy's going to die when he broke the world record. And he just like kept going.
That's what we thought too. Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
I mean, when have we ever seen someone dominate the 50 and the 100 and then not die in a 200, right?
Yeah, exactly.
See,
all right, here we go.
Well, I mean, yeah, here we go, but it's 15.
Yeah, we got some time.
Reaction time.
I'm sorry. I'm still kind of curious about this. So it's like, do you feel like Chin kind of took the Adam Peaty route, or followed the model that Peaty had set? Because what do you think of Peaty's kick? Because obviously Peaty's huge narrow and a really strong guy.
They're both narrow. I mean, there's different schools of thought here. I always liked a little bit of a wider kick because I felt like it enabled you to get a little bit higher on the surface of the water versus like a narrow kick, more arm dominant, a little bit higher tempo turnover rate. But yeah, I think they're very similar in the way that they swim. I think Peaty is probably a little more efficient. They're both just built like statues. So
yeah,
I mean, they're strong, right? Like they're pulling so much water. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I appreciate that insight. Yeah, Katie Ledecky, under world record pace at the 50.
58.09.
Here we go.
Yeah, what is it's like after that
split off. What?
Which is I get what was her 400? What did she get out in her 400 free?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Probably 58.
I think she's out faster.
So if you'll notice that she really cranks the tempo right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And kind of falls into a good pace.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems like that's what she's done her whole career is just like, oh, I'm going to get out fast and then just keep beating you into the ground. Her 400 at finals, she was 57.6 and then 158.5.
So let's see if she's going to be
just slightly faster.
Yeah, 159 here.
$55.6.
8, 9.
Right.
Yeah, 9.8. 59.8.
I mean, what if she just does it here? What if she just breaks the world record and just silences the crowd? She's back at it.
It'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
This is an historic moment. This is her 12th medal. She didn't have to. It can be bronze. She can eat it, get bronze, and she's tied with Emma McKeon, Dara Torres, Natalie Coughlin, Jenny Thompson.
Okay, she's not going to eat it.
Well, I'm just saying the possibility is there that she could eat it, not get a gold medal, and she still picks up a medal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to pick up. This will be her 8th gold medal. If she wins this, that's 8 golds.
That's a lot.
Good.
Certainly the most individual medals and individual golds of any of that company as well.
That's correct.
Yeah, a lot of those, Natalie, Jenny, Dara, Emma, a lot of their medals are from relays. or the majority of them.
Just the question
She's still under world record pace. I feel like in this pool, we've made a lot about the pool and if it's slow and the depth affect the speed. This is the event where it's going to affect Katie the least, and it's the most likely given the pool. I don't know where Katie's at, but she's still under world record pace at the 350.
I'd love a world record in the 1500. It's so exciting. No, I do, because you just sit there in awe of like, how did they keep doing that? I always felt that Ledecky's stroke seems a little short to me. It always looks short compared to other swimmers. I've never said that out loud. I'm saying it out loud.
Well, but I think that's kind of the anomaly. 4:04.8, still under the world record pace, that she has a higher tempo than all the other distance swimmers, and then she can maintain it.
It keeps the hands light, right? Like she's not putting in too much pressure on any one particular stroke, like laying out too much. I don't know. I mean, I just looked up on SwimSwam her top performances, and she's ahead of her performance that broke 15:29, obviously not the world record, but by 2 seconds. So I would imagine she breaks 15:30 at least. Which would be
that.
Impressive.
Dude, look at this. They've got Natalie Coughlin and Jenny Thompson.
That's cool.
2 of those 3 women.
Natalie Coughlin, the board chair for USA Swimming, the most powerful woman in swimming in the United States, and Jenny Thompson, an anesthesiologist out of Charleston, South Carolina now.
That's awesome.
And Jenny doesn't do anything in swimming. She just shows up for the Olympics. But Jenny Thompson she's a grown woman, tied to us one of the most celebrated female swimmers of all time. She was a child on the national team when I was on the national team. And I remember her just being like you have a certain impression when people are kids.
Yeah.
She was very earthy.
Very earthy.
Very earthy. She was nothing bad, just kind of, she was like a kid. She was very much so like a kid, kind of wild, lots of energy.
Well, I think it's cool that they're showing them, but they've stopped showing the world record pace, and I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Let's see. So what you going to be at?
I don't. 6090.
6090. So she was 6'11" on this 1529. I mean, I think she's going to be in that neighborhood, 1525 and 1530.
Okay.
She was so 1520s are a record.
1525 is her second best time ever.
She was yeah. All right.
That is impressive.
She pops off fast swims in season at a pro swim.
Yeah, I mean, she broke this world record at a pro swim.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that I remember. I was there for it. I had filmed Katie's practice the week prior, and she had done. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen anyone do in a practice. She went 3 300s long course descend on 330. And she went 309, 306, 303 at a morning practice from a push. And the crazier thing was that True Sweetser, who was like on the national team for distance swimming, he was 1459 miler, was next to her. And he was like 316, 317, 318. Like she just crushed him.
And then True Sweetser retired.
And then True Sweetser
He done enough.
No, he did. He didn't retire, but maybe he was thinking about it in that moment.
Like a 15 low.
You always hear from coaches when she's the training. Apparently, she handles altitude really well and just swims lights out at the Colorado Springs Olympic Training Center, and national team distance guys would train with her, and the coaches would always be like, yeah. After a few days, they would slip out of her lane line and move to the mid distance lane line, just because they didn't want to stare her in the eye on every repeat.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you know what? I bet I might too. That might hurt your ego a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she's over world record pace now, but like Clark, like you said, it looks like she's 15:25 to 15:30 range.
Yeah.
I remember, speaking of your buddy Connor Dwyer, I remember talking to him a few times, like in the peak of his career, and him being like, yeah, she beat me.
I'm sure she got him.
She got me.
I love when they show the underwater footage. Like, one thing I've noticed on a lot of these freestylers, their hand kind of flares up when they enter the water, and I think it creates a ton of pressure, helps them hold a lot of water. And you'll kind of notice it. You can see it on Popovici when he puts his hand out a little bit, and I just think she's holding so much water.
I made a prediction about Ledecky's time, and I've forgotten it. So I went back and looked it up. I predicted her at 15:27.
Ooh,
That was in May.
That was in May, 15:27.
I was channeling the gods, so it might be true.
I mean,
the gods.
Maybe they're showing her whole race because she's one of the stars of the U.S. team. But I like how they're showing it, and at least they're not doing commercials, and they're doing like this interesting graphic about her swimming around the world.
Yeah. No, I'm glad we get to see a little bit of and they keep the time up. We see the real time, and we see they have the meter, even the live meters of how far she's gone. That's kind of cool.
It's
new, right?
This is the complaint from everybody on social. It's like, leave the clock up. Please leave the clock up on the screen.
Yeah.
Why did they?
10:19.6. It seems good.
So, if she pops another 5:09, she's going to be that. Mel, you might hit it on the nose. 15:27. Pretty good.
We'll see.
Good. Oh, I see the flare up you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like a little
really from the right hand.
Mm-hmm. Feels good if you try it when you're swimming.
I will try it. I am going to try that. I want to be like Katie Ledecky.
Yeah.
And the French woman Krupchnikova is running second right now, so I'm sure that crowd's getting pretty loud. I'm assuming they're getting behind her.
You see her pace? You see how tight she is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's 31 mid to 31 lows.
A couple of repeats too, like to the 100.
Yeah. 31.17s. Dang. She's going.
I think we're going to see a pretty big celebration if she breaks 15:30. I think she's going to be real hyped, and I think that is going to light a fire on Ariane for the 800. I think it's going to create a good race.
I'm so excited for that race. I think it's going to be really, really tight. I think it's going to be a good race. I think Ari is going to be closer to Ledecky than some think.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be really exciting.
She's made noises that she's going to stick around for LA and swim at 31 years old in Los Angeles.
I think she will. I think that's a nice way to finish.
And I think she likes swimming. I just think she likes the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I think she's built like that.
And just holding pace and building, if you're track and field, you're building your aerobic base into your mid 30s. It makes sense that she would keep these two events on lock, 800, 1500.
I mean, look how far ahead she is. It's like,
isn't her brother like a hedge fund manager now?
So he actually, he went to HBS, and he's doing. Last I talked to him, he's doing a search fund where he's raised some money to buy an operating business, and so I think he's searching for a company to buy, which is, I think his uncle was a similar background and then ended up buying the Islanders. So if it works out, it could be pretty cool.
They were. The uncle's in the fracking business.
Is he? I thought he was like had like he like worked for Staples and he bought like an office supply company and sold it and then like bought that hockey team. And either way, I mean,
This is what everybody knows, and we're not saying. Katie Ledecky never has to earn a penny swimming. She does. That's my understanding is that finances are not a concern in her life.
no, she does it for the
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, that she really does. Yeah, she doesn't have a financial strain. She does this because it's pure.
Just bringing in the legs.
This is
Yeah.
pure for her.
But she's earned a lot of money swimming.
Yeah,
But she's also earned a lot of money swimming, which is that's also fun.
she's carrying.
She clearly doesn't do it for that.
Mm-hmm.
No. She's dominating. She got 150 meters left.
She rolled at 1350. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna be right on it. Maybe she'll get that Olympic kick at the end, bringing those legs.
Wow, Krpichnikova is still in second. That would be really cool to see a French silver medal here.
I think it's gonna happen. She's got looks like 3 meters on second or third place.
The magic time is 15:27, and I missed it. It's not going to happen. No, we're going to be 15:30, 15:32.
Well,
let's see.
We'll see if she finishes. Yeah.
Her last 100. Yeah, she's usually home around a minute.
So she might be right around that line of 15:30.
Or she's going to march on this thing and start thinking, I got that 12th medal. I got that 12th medal, and start celebrating, and then take her eye off the ball with that.
008. So she's not coming home in 29.2.
Yeah. But look at the legs.
Maybe we got a 6-beat kick, kind of.
She trained
4-beat kick.
She trains with Bobby Fink. Whoa, that happened quickly. She got down the pool fast.
That one girl's gaining on the French swimmer.
French.
Get to the wall.
8, 9, 30. Ooh. That's an Olympic record, though. She went faster than Tokyo.
She'll be happy with that. Really happy.
Oh, and that's a silver for France. That's awesome. Yeah, Katie.
This is a clap for the 15 meters.
Yeah, Katie, celebrate.
1,500-meter clap.
Krpichnikova's excited. She's got a silver for France. I'm sure the whole crowd is excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
History and a silver for the home crowd. That's awesome.
Everybody thought NBC was going to go to commercial, and they didn't.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Kudos to NBC. Good for you guys.
Yeah, that's like what they gave her. She got 15 minutes of airtime. That's nice.
Well deserved. It only took 11 Olympic medals.
The 12.
Well, now it's 12.
On her 12th, we're going to give you 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, Isabel Goss pushing Quadarella off the podium.
Mm-hmm.
That's surprising. Yeah, so the girl who was in third most of the race got touched out. And Kate, as the commenters are saying, Katie Ledecky, only swimmer to win the mile at the Olympics. Still,
that's a big reaction from her.
It is.
It is.
So that's a confidence builder.
Yeah, that 400 meters, she was not happy. She was cool. She was pretty straight faced. This is good to see. I felt coming into this Olympics, I'm like, what medals do we have on lock? We got Ledecky's 800 and 1500. What else do we have? If you're Team USA.
So what do you think we see in the 800? Like an 808, 807?
I think that sounds right.
I mean,
she was out in 811.
Yeah.
Or no, she was out in 814.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she could swim in 814 and still win, right?
I think that'd be
close.
Yeah, that'd be close. So I think certainly sub 810. 1530. Wow. Krpichnikova 1540. Oh wow, Quadarella really fell off.
I love
So we
that.
see them. So we this is the we know we got that 13th medal.
There's a smile.
She's excited.
What are they doing with Beisel? Beisel's been in the booth for like 2 events, and she's
Yeah,
not
I
on
think
deck.
she's in the booth tonight.
We need more. We need more Elizabeth Beisel.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
She's
That's
a
why they.
freak.
Okay, so that's why they had Jenny up there.
Yeah, but like Natalie and Ginny, I assume, are there for like a week, and they're only I think they're only here for this one thing.
I mean, have we all heard it all, like ticket pricing? Like, what's going on? I mean, I know that. I don't know. Yeah, give me the tea.
But on the run up to the Olympics, we were, right after trials, we were hearing from a lot of parents in the background without naming any names, and I think they felt like it was a little bit of a cold bucket. They were like saying, "Hey, it's going to cost a lot of money to to attend the Olympics and watch our kids swim." So they've mortgaged their lives. And the cost to go to Paris, if you're a mother and a father, or maybe you want to bring another family member, in addition to the flight, hotel, and tickets, and the, buying tickets, it's pretty steep. There were tickets that are $900 a session.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, and it's just we ask swimming families to spend so much money to participate in this sport. And you sacrifice that, and then you got to go to the Olympics. Like, I got a college cost.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a lot. It seems like we should have a solution for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is still true or not. It was that there was no secondary market sales, right? Like, it all had to be kind of like black market ticket acquisition once you're over there, like scalpers, as opposed to like any of the apps or whatever. And I don't know. So there's not a lot of visibility into the market. And then like I looked at going, you got to buy that big package, and then once you stay at the hotel, and it's like, oh boy, like all I really want to watch is swimming. So like it's hard to find a package that's like just swimming, and I'm really proud of everybody for making the Olympics, but there's certain sports I'm just not quite going to see that I don't want in my package.
Is this? Are you guys seeing the Keanu Reeves fighting Keanu Reeves commercial?
Fantastic.
It's great. It's for me. I'm down. I already saw Deadpool.
What is
opening night?
That's not Keanu Reeves.
I'm just saying I'm a movie fan. Michael, thanks for letting me know. So Beisel's doing a podcast for NBC every day. That's kind of cool. But I still want her prime time on camera. I think Beisel's great.
Yeah, she's too good not to be.
I mean, I would like to see Beisel and Phelps occupying a lot of space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Michael's doing a good job.
Yeah, when they have something to say, everyone's like, well, no, it's a little bit too technical when they're stepping in, and it's not vanilla enough. But I think part of it is, even if you're a non-swimmer, hearing some expert background, something a little more inside swimming doesn't hurt. We've got to indoctrinate people.
And I think those two are good enough to know how to make it digestible for non-swimmers. Like if someone's like, oh, I'm talking to Michael Phelps or I'm talking to Elizabeth Beisel, like they're going to pay attention. They're going to say, oh, okay, now I understand. I think they'll be a little more open to it.
Michael can say anything he wants, and people are like, that's amazing.
True. He gets so excited too, which I like. He starts dancing around up there, and it's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially because he has the tie. He obviously has the tie to Leon through Bob. He was celebrating that big time. Oh, Katie Ledecky smack in the water. 12th Olympic medal. That's so crazy. That's awesome.
So now, I mean, I feel like Sarah's probably a lock in the 50. I'm excited to watch this mile.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited for the women's 200 back and 200 IM.
The last 2 days bring the heat.
Oh yeah, they do. And the men's 50. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Well, what will Cam do? What will Caleb do?
Yeah,
You know,
I think the men's 50 will be like exciting all 3 rounds because we've seen Cam McAvoy be a little inconsistent.
Oh yeah, he'll go for it right off the bat.
So it's like, yeah, it'll be fun to see in prelims, semis, and finals.
And I mean, you've got a couple people that are just in that event, right? Like Ben.
Yeah. Florent.
Yeah.
I would my dream for this Olympics would be for Florent Manadou to win the 50 free.
That would be insane. The celebration we see would be nuts.
I would love it so much. It'd be so fun. What do we got next on the docket? Semifinal.
200 back, semifinals. Back.
Yeah, how do we feel about this?
Oh, that doesn't start for another 5 minutes or so. I think Murphy looks good. I think one of the most interesting things is Thomas Chacon swimming this.
Yeah.
And he barely made it into the semifinal, but he's been a 156 low. He won gold in the 100 back. So I like his chances to medal, honestly, because this is not a fast event.
No, and he like toys around. I mean, he did that in the 100 back too. He just guy plays some games. So he's liable to pop something off.
Yeah, he's a regular Pearsall.
Oh yeah. And then men's 100 free too. I mean, when's that? That's
the last event of the session. They saved the fireworks.
I mean, so how do you is it Panjanlé? Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I mean, guy goes 46.9 leading off the relay, then bags the tuner free, goes 140, rolls into the 100-meter semi 13th or whatever with a 48.4, pops off a 47.2, and like now it's like, okay, what's next? You know, I mean, we know he can do something crazy. I mean, I love watching David swim, so I don't know. And like the Americans, I mean, they've got something to prove, right? I mean, Chris Giuliano has got to, no matter how you look at it, he's got to be bummed about that 200 and like wants to get back and make something happen. And he's outside lane, big boy, swims big. I just hope it's a really tight, really tight race.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking at all of their best times. It's so close, like Jack 47.0. Kyle 47.0, Pan 46.8, David 46.8, like Chris 47.3.
The whole race is going to be the last 10 meters.
It is.
So it's going to be. It's going to be. It's going to
be. Are you speeding up or are you slowing down?
They're just going to close so fast. So if somebody gets aggressive, their feet hit the wall at an ungodly fast swim at the 50, maybe.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to get out and get after it. Chris seems so young to me. He seems so baby faced.
He does.
Yeah. I mean, he's only a junior. But he really stepped up. He made the world champs team last year and then had a great NC2A season this year. So I think he's peaking at the right time, right? But yeah, I think he's in that phase of like too young to know what's going on, kind of thing. But he had a great split on the 400 free relay to help the U.S. win gold.
What did he split?
47 something.
Good guess.
No, I know that. That's not a guess.
Yeah, like 7.5 maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing, but it was enough to help him win. Here, I'll pull it up right now. He split 47.3.
There you go.
47.3.
So 47.8.
Yeah. He was 47.3 or 4 at trials. So, you know, he's got a shot.
Clark, how do you feel about, we don't have much of a Russian presence at this Olympics.
Yeah.
Rylov is not in this race.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any feelings about that?
More just like questions. I don't know. Like I'm still confused by the process of like kind of this undeclared nation and how that works. Obviously, you love to see all the best swimmers in a heat. Like I mean, it'd be really exciting to have Rylov in there. I wish that Chupkov hadn't retired. I feel like there's a Russian woman breaststroker that's really fast that would be interesting to throw into the mix. I mean, doesn't she hold the world record or something?
Yeah, Chikunova.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it'd be really interesting to see it, but like, I'm not going to pretend to know the ins and outs of the geopolitical situation that's going on. I have no idea. I mean, I just think I do find the process interesting of like the athletes that are able to kind of declare with this. What do they call it? Like the AIN or something, whatever it is, and how some are swimming and some aren't. I don't know, but it would be. I mean, Rylov probably would make the biggest difference, right? And I'm curious to see how the Hungarian does. I mean, he's in the Bowman camp, Hubert, and like he came home this morning like 28.3, so he's playing games too. And I guess it's a question of like, does he uncork one tonight or does he wait or what goes on? And Ryan to me is like the epitome of just mentally tough. He's obviously a specimen as well. And they showed that clip of him like walking in the pool with his shirt off. And I was like, look away from the TV. But the point being is like, he's out to win. And like, I think that you can never count him out of any race. So I think that'll actually end up being a really interesting one, even though it's not as fast as we have seen in the past. Should be pretty good, but I don't know, roundabout way of answering the question. I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting to me. And like some of this other stuff too, like I don't know why I can't remember her name right now, but Farida, like she posted something on her Instagram, how like she kind of like 2 weeks before that she couldn't go to the Olympics. And, there's obviously, interesting things going on. So, I mean, who knows? It's a bit of a black box, the IOC. So,
I mean, it was odious for Russian athletes to have to denounce.
Yeah.
Everything. And if you're in a Putin,
I mean, like I find that
nation,
right? Like I was kind of making the joke. I'm like, what if one of these athletes wins? I mean, does Putin claim the victory? Do they get in trouble?
Somebody made a comment that if the U.S. athletes are punished for government starting wars, there would be no U.S. president at any Olympics. Global West gets all the breaks. I'm not gonna deny that the U.S. is like not always at war.
Mm-hmm.
And also like think about if we were in Russia's position, where like I don't think you would be punished by the government, but culturally, how much would someone be ostracized if they denounced their U.S. citizenship and competed under a neutral flag?
Yeah, they could,
like in the 1980 Olympics, right?
You could do it. You wouldn't fear death.
Yeah,
I think these athletes. I think these athletes fear death. They could actually do it if they fear a bad life or death.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
for sure.
It is. I mean, if you did that in the U.S., like say in 1980, you might have a bad life.
Yeah, I think you would be.
You wouldn't fear death, but
you
might have a bad life.
I don't know if you'd have a bad life, but you would definitely. I don't know. You might start a speaking career, and
there'd be some chat.
Famous.
There'd be some chatter.
Yeah, you probably get stuff thrown at you in public on a regular basis. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was a child. I was 9, 10, 11 years old, 79, 81. So this would have been my moment where all these Olympians would have been my heroes, right? Mm-hmm. So I was robbed of my heroes because we boycotted the Moscow Olympics. and it was my father was angry. I remember him being so mad at President Carter for pulling this move where we're going to boycott. And that was part of the reason why my father was a Southern Democrat, and my father flipped to the Republican Party and voted for Reagan for that one issue.
It's interesting
He
how
was
it
so
works.
angry.
Wow, because of the Olympics?
Because of the Olympics. Well, little Melvin was a swimmer, with dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was upset about that.
Wow.
Here we go. We're showing a little more.
Here he is. Okay.
Wait a minute. I'm freaking.
So I'm seeing Lucas Martins, who is the German
Gotcha. Let me refresh.
that won the 400 free, and now he's competing in the 200 back. He swam in the 200 free as well.
Yeah, that's impressive.
2 back. It is. Yeah, he's having a good meet. Hubert Koch is in lane 5. Chacon is up there in lane 1.
Oh, Chacon, sneaky.
Yeah, I think he'll be out. Pretty quick. But I think Koch isn't going to mess around in this heat either.
No, he's so smooth.
Who's at the top of the screen?
Thomas Chacon.
How smooth they look.
I got a 51.6 in the back pocket in the 100 back. Watch me do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a commenter. I cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry. U.S. is not good in swimming at Paris Olympics. I agree. On balance, not that great. Going to be one of our weakest Olympics going back to 1992. But I also think we got a lot of talent that's going to be coming up in Los Angeles. They all grew up watching Phelps and Natalie Coughlin and Aaron Pearsall, and they think they can swim 10 events.
Yeah, and I mean, it changes, right? Like we're so used to seeing the U.S. always on top. I mean, think about 10 short years ago, like Australia was sitting in front of the Ministry of Sport, and they had a systematic issue, and now they're just dominating.
Yeah, no, they were on the ropes. They were having a tough time.
Yeah. Hubert looks good.
Yeah. Chacon kind of faded down to the pack, but we'll see if he has a good last 50. Martins is distancing himself in second place.
I mean, we might see a 54 here. It's still nothing crazy. Let's see.
Yeah. This event does make me sad, and how good Pearsall and Lochte were, and then how no one else has been able to really come close to that.
Oh man, he's coming back to the field a little bit. Look at Chacon.
Yeah.
I think it's the angle.
Came home 30.0. This morning is 28. He may have just loafed it.
Yeah, Koch looked very comfortable.
Look at his face.
He's not breathing.
No,
he's not. He looks real fresh and easy.
Yes, and he's getting out quickly.
55.9 for Hubert Koch. That's a walk in the park.
Yeah.
That's a practice swim. Chacon was 4th at 56.5.
He looks good. Oh my God, look at his head. So still, with chest up in the air, rotating so smoothly.
I mean, this could be one of those cases where we see like 6 in from the second semi and 2 in from the first.
Yeah. It's because they're tight after Koch. 6'3", 6'5", 6'5", 6'7". Oh,
there he is.
If Ryan Murphy wins a medal here, he will be the only man in history to win 3 Olympic medals in both backstrokes.
It's incredible.
Oh, he's doing it. He's definitely on the podium.
So
yeah.
Good. I hope so. I mean, I think so.
And Ryan Murphy will be starting a hedge fund.
Yeah.
Future hedge fund manager.
That's right.
JL says Koch looks like he's sitting on a monster for tomorrow. I agree.
Yeah, I know it looks I'm
scared.
Rather ominous. Yeah.
I'm watching the Kate Douglas commercial for Visa.
I think that's pretty cool. Oh, I want more Kate Douglas.
No, we get to see if she made the right choice by pushing off on Hunter Freestyle.
I mean, I think so.
I've got her in the 200.
Yeah, she looks good.
Looks so smooth this morning.
I loved that trials was starting to feel a little stale on the morning of day 5, and then so she was like, all right, and just blasted a 2:19. I was like, let's get some excitement in here in the prelims of the 200 breast. Koch is ready to avenge his 100 back semi-elimination, says Michael DiPietro. Yeah, he looked very solid. I think we're probably going to see good things from him.
Whenever I see you, Clark, I always think of you as the little boy that I saw when we were at dinner one night, or where were we? We were in Beijing.
Yeah, Beijing. I've got a picture in the stands background. I was just turned 20, but I did.
Oh my God! I thought you were 13.
I did look very young. I was a late bloomer. But that was like the coolest trip of my life. I mean, I remember for the men's 4x1, we were sitting right behind Michael Phelps's mom, and like, I mean, it was all just surreal. You know, I still had like a camcorder. I was walking around filming stuff. Like, it was awesome. It was great.
That's so cool.
What's Murph going to go here? Murph's going to go 155.01.
55 low. Sneak in. Be a bunch of 55s here, I think.
I think 55 mid, and he wins comfortably.
Think so.
I don't know that there are too many other guys who can go 155 in this heat.
Yeah, true. What's keeping it?
Like, yeah, we'll see. I mean, you know, he's got the Cal Bear Juju.
Yeah.
And he's got his, you know, training partner a couple lanes over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see. I think 56 will make it in. I don't know that we'll see a ton of speed from this heat, but we'll see. We've also got 2 French guys in this heat.
Mm-hmm.
So the crowd's going to be into it.
Ian, are you still on your lunch break? We love you too, buddy. Hang with us. Grab some dessert. You know this prediction is going to be right. These guys that I'm sitting here with, they know nothing. Ryan Murphy's going to go 155.01.
All right. Bullets. Oh, look at those shoulders. They could carry the earth.
It's crazy.
He does it. He's carved out of stone.
He's super carved.
It's going to be tough in his 30s when all that just goes slack. and he just is 10 pounds around the midsection, sitting at his desk.
I don't know though. He might be driven enough to keep it carved.
I don't think so.
Man's an animal.
So. I predict back fat. I predict back fat in his early.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Mel, have you seen Ryan Murphy's dad? Because
his dad's
that
fit.
Guy's fit.
Yeah, he is.
So I think Murphy's going to be okay. Because what I predict is that if he lets himself go, his dad's going to be like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on? What are you doing?
Give him a hard time.
You want to come for a run with me?"
That's what we got. It's a really good session. Lots of racing.
A lot of good races here. So Peter Coetzee flips first and then comes up last.
He broke out underwater. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's no bueno. So we think Murph's going to just crank this third 50, put a little space between himself and the field.
Dude, like he does this at every single pro swim. He'll just like cruise and then like all of a sudden, whoop! All right, I'm Ryan Murphy. Time to win this race.
It's gonna be on that. It's gonna be underwater right there, and it's gonna be another underwater on this
Okay.
off the third 50.
Yeah.
Just because he has that gear.
He does.
I
It
mean,
looks tight now, but
yeah, it looks a little tight. I mean, tightened up a little bit in the 100. I won't lie to you.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
But again, I think that 100 was like, to me, that's more of just the race.
Yeah.
And being.
Here we
in the
go. We'll see if
final.
he's got it or not. He's gone deep. Look at how deep he is. He's touching that 7-foot pool.
Yeah, his back at the bottom. The Frenchman in lane 8.
He looks good, but this young field is,
This is tight.
might
You gotta
gain
be
on
on
him
the
a little.
right side of a finish here. Come on, dude. Oh,
Ooh.
no.
This is not where
Come
you
on,
want to
buddy.
be in a
No, he's
semi.
tight.
Whoa,
in
he's
trouble.
fading.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
No.
What the hell? He died.
He's not in.
That was slow. No, I think he's out.
That
was
155.01
slow,
prediction
too.
is really looking like
Oh.
a stinker right now.
He's 10th.
Is he 156 plus, 157?
56.6. He's 10th.
Yeah, he faded. Ooh,
He's
that's
out.
a sour look on his face. He's angry.
4 more years. 4 more.
More years. 4 more years. Or hedge fund manager next year.
Yeah. Or do both.
Oh, no.
Yep. No, that was interesting. What was he at trials?
Oh.
I don't know. 54.
Yeah,
His
that's
trials 200
guess.
back was great. It was a really solid swim.
Yeah. Tuner, let's see. At trials, he won in 154.3.
Yeah, 154.3, 156.6. This is like night. This is. Here's the thing. He looked at. So that, I mean, we're waiting for him to pop off in the final 50, like he's always done, and to not get there is
10th for sure.
Yeah, 2 seconds in a 200
Yeah,
meters is night and day. It makes me wonder if something's going on. If is this the no AC? Is this the do you have COVID and you haven't tested yet?
Yeah.
And
yeah, we know that's going around.
this is
he
this
also
feels-
just found out he's having a kid.
I don't think that though. I think that's big. He didn't just find out. He's known he's having a kid.
I do think the pool is pretty slow. I don't want to talk about it.
It is, and we're hearing from athletes quietly in the background. They're saying, "Hey, it's choppy."
He's choppy.
These temporary pools too. Yep.
Muscular waves are going to impact him more. He's going to ride lower in the water. I mean, I don't know. Like, one of my least favorite things to do in the world is swim a breaststroke set with more than 2 people in a lane.
Right.
And there's a reason why.
But 154.3 at trials, and a short time later, you're going to 156.6. Let me check out. That 156 feels like winning the Olympics in the 100-meter breaststroke in 59.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, but
way off.
Like, there was no AC in the village in London. The beds are all small. I mean,
we didn't have AC in Barcelona in '92. We had massive fans, and it was still hot. We were on the Mediterranean. It was still there were hot days. I don't think it affects you that much.
No.
Yeah, man, that's a bummer.
All right.
Everyone's pick'ems are ruined,
demolished.
Yeah.
I'm popping over here and looking at SwimSwam traffic, and I watched it double. It like blew way up and then dipped after the 1500 meter free, and then it doubled again. I'm like, we're waiting for a traffic high when the 100 meter final happens.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was always jealous of 100 meter freestylers.
Man. It's so funny. People, they're like, "Oh, what event did you swim?" Like non-swimmers, and I'm always like, "Okay, how can I think of a way to make this relatable?" And I'm like, "You ever gone to a track and field meet and watched the throwers?" It's like I was the throwing version of a swimmer. I was like, "This is no 100 meter dash we're talking about here." it's impressive, but it's an acquired taste.
Coleman and I both. Coleman swam 200 fly. I swam 200 fly, so I'm used to not getting any love.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, but like if you talk to non-swimmers, they're, or like people who know a little bit, they're like, what stroke did you swim? I was like, I swam the 200 butterfly. Like, oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Like, because if anyone who has tried to swim butterfly does it, they know it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if I'm at a
at least we've
cocktail,
got that going for me.
if I'm at a cocktail party or barbecue, a cookout somewhere, I'm selling it. Like, yeah, I was the toughest swimmer that it's ever swum anything. Only the best do this. Everybody else is garbage. Because they're okay. They're good athletes, but they just don't they can't experience and endure pain quite the same.
Oh yeah.
I'm selling it.
For sure.
I don't know how true that is. I think 200 backs though. I think 200 back and 200 free are the most painful events.
Brutal. So at my wedding, Matt Grievers was there, and some of my buddies are like, so you guys are both in the Olympics. Like, why does he look so different than you? Oh, you know what? Like, some of us are shorter too. Come on now.
Seriously.
How tall are you? You're at least 6 feet.
I'm like right at 6 feet.
You're 6 feet tall.
Put some insoles in the shoes, and I like to wear a big, have a nice tennis shoe on. Gives me a couple inches. But
how tall is Mallory? How tall is Mallory?
It's like 5'9", 5'10". I mean, it's very close. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what do we have to look forward? Like, are we going to have 12, 15 years from now? We're going to have some swimmers.
We sure hope so. That's the goal. We're working on it, and we're both very excited. So
that's awesome.
I hope
they're beautiful kids.
I hope that they're athletic. I hope they enjoy sports. To be honest, I just hope that they like to be active and enjoy sports and can go to a swim meet here and there or whatever. But we'll see. Only time will tell.
Awesome. That's exciting.
She looks good. Test shooting looks good. A nice stroke.
Yeah. Is this
Semi one?
Got Yishi Win, who is the
400
the fact that she's still swimming is crazy.
I mean, remember like all the uproar in the 2012 games when her last 100 was faster than Lochtey's in the same event?
Yeah. It was like a huge story on SwimSwam.
I mean, because that's nuts.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, I don't think I've ever brought home a 400 IM under a minute, and I wasn't too bad at it. I saw that happen, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. And now she's,
that was a humble brag. I like that.
like I said, I was okay, not too bad.
Yeah. Well, last year at the World Champs, it was a big story that Molly O'Callahan's last 50 in the 200 free was faster than David Popovich's last 50 in the 200 free by 100th of a second. So, I mean, these things happen.
She's good at bringing home races, though. That last fall she has is insane.
Yeah, she is good. And admittedly, Pop had a bad last 50. Yeah. He took it out, and then he wasn't quite there for him.
See a good 19 here, tight field. Unless she dies, she's dying a little bit.
This could be a breaststroke race that's actually fast.
Yes.
Maybe.
Until Leon just decides this will be the world record that gets broken at the Olympics. It's the 200 breast.
Seriously.
40.
22.7 for Schoten.
It's like a 30 high.
She win and Kaylee Corbett from South Africa are there too.
What are Smith and Douglas going to go?
220s?
Yeah, I think 20s. I kind of hope that Douglas put pressure on.
But after that, they're both like, hey, we can go 221 and cruise and be fine.
Yeah.
Like she went 222.7. So like they really do not have to go they don't have to throw down anything crazy.
So the fastest second 50 in the 100 breast wasn't Smith. It was Lily King, 34.6 flat, 34.60. in the 100-meter breast.
Mm-hmm.
And she finished 4th off the podium. But I thought Smith absolutely had the fastest 50. No, King did.
Yeah.
How does that bode for King's 200 breast? Do you think she's turned on?
Maybe. I think that's all guts, like
Okay.
in that 100. I mean, a lot of pride, but I just think sometimes she gets a little jammed up on her tempo. I mean, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'd love to see it be done, but I think she's probably. I'd love to see her go at 22. I just feel like is it Tatiana? Is that how you say it? Is it?
Yes.
That's spelled
Yeah.
differently. But I don't know. She just gets really good. She gets her hips high. She's got a bit of a jerky stroke, but like really can turn it on. And Kate's just so smooth. And I feel like Lily's a little bit more uncomfortable at the 200 distance, like with her tempo and kind of her pace changes. But I mean, in that 100, like she was a little bit behind the 8 ball the first 50, and then she just, she wanted it bad, right? And like just got touched out. And I think she is like Murph. I mean, mental toughness through the roof, right? Like just crazy levels of fight in that one. Yeah.
I'll be back.
Fair enough, buddy.
Just you and I, my friend.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm a Lily fan because she lets you know where she stands. She lets you know who she is, where she stands, what she's thinking, what she wants to do, and that's what I want to know from my stars. I want to know what's up. I don't want people who are just happy to be there.
Yeah, I agree. I love watching her race too. I mean, you can feel like when you watch certain people race, you can like feel the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those people, and it's exciting to watch her race. So I mean, I hope she presses the pace, stays on in the third 50, and then shows some fight the fourth 50. Kate just looks so smooth this morning.
Well, I'm wondering if Lily's we're going to see a little bit more out of Lily because of what happened in the 100.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. Here's Beisel. Here we go. Behind the scenes.
We're wearing clothes and a cap and goggles, so I don't know what that's about. She's got a good suntan. She's been out in the sun.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, they got some bikes back there. Wow. Things have changed.
Oh, this makes me nervous. She's showing us the waiting room. This is your waiting room before you parade out.
So I've got a good waiting room story. So the semifinal 200 breast in 2012, FINA puts like that tag on the back of the suit or whatever. I happened to put a suit on that didn't have the approved tag on it. I got it from USA Swimming. I just didn't look. I just assumed it was on there. And they were doing the suit check, and you kind of like go through the ready room. And they did the suit check right when I walked in, and I didn't have the tag. And they were like, "You can't race." And I was like, "Oh my god, I need another suit." So I went and found Lindsay Mintenko, and I was like, I need a suit, like preferably size 26, like very quickly. If you've got one, I've got maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, and it's hard for me to get the suits on. I'm a little stockier, and I put the suit on, and like right in time to walk out, and my heart rate was through the roof, and it was the fastest swim I ever had. And I remember after that, I was like, "How do I recreate that feeling?" And I was like, "I don't think I can."
And the takeaway from that great story is what size suit are you wearing now?
Well, I'm no longer in the 26. I can tell you that much.
We've got Matt Biondi.
Wow.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well.
We've been loving you up the entire time. We've just been the last 2 hours just been talking about how handsome you are.
My 200 breast swims.
We were talking about your dominance in the 1500 meter free.
Never swam that event. Can you believe it?
There's probably a lot of events you never swim. Did you ever swim at 800? Did you ever swim at 50 at 400 IM? Nope.
Didn't swim the IMs either, or the backstrokes.
So that's a great privilege.
Wow.
Played a lot of water polo instead.
Hey, there you go. That's awesome. All right, semi 2 is in the water. Wait, Clark, what swim was that you had to change your suits before the race?
It was semi of the 200 breast in London.
Okay.
I mean, Lindsay was right there. I mean, she did her job to a T. It was impressive. She got the suit quickly and saved my day, saved my meet.
That's awesome. Tatiana's out first, and then King and Douglas.
How does
I'm
Lily
pretty
King
sure
look?
Lily's
Clark?
going. She looks good. I like that she's pressing that pace. She looks pretty smooth too.
I feel like Lily King's race strategy in the tuner breast is unique to anyone else's in that she really hits the gas the first 100 and then lets up on the third 50 and then really revs up for the fourth 50. And I don't think you see, I think a lot of people are a little more methodical and rhythm based.
Mm-hmm.
I would think it's hard to ramp up and then ramp down and then come back up again.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we talked about the fly
For me,
mount.
it would be. But
Yeah.
again, I never swam breaststroke.
I feel like King has the base from training with Ray Luz to maybe do that a little more, but she looks like she's kind of fading back a little bit
A
here.
little bit, but she's good at finishing. I mean, if she gets on the right side of a touch here, she'll get a second swim, which is big.
Yeah. I think even if she finishes fifth in this heat, she's probably okay. Because
Douglas
I think
looks better. She looks better than Smith.
Yeah,
I think
way
Kate
better.
and Smith are going really fast.
I think they're going to go 19 high, 20 low.
No, I think this looks to me like Douglas has this event on lock. She looks good.
I don't know, Mel.
There you go. Boom.
19.7.
Solid swim.
Kings in third.
Yep, there we go. Great semi.
Your last 50.
All right.
Lee?
That's good. We'll take it. I'm biased because Tatiana's on my fantasy team. So I obviously looking for a South African win there. But Lily King was 2:23.2. She's sixth heading into the final.
6, you said?
Yeah. So we've got two Americans and two South Africans once again in the final. But yeah, it's all Douglas and Smith leading the
While
way.
we were watching this 50, I was just pulling up Mappiondi's personal best times.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were faster in the 100-meter free. In my mind, it was always fast. It's your world record's a 48.42. That's your PB.
That was the best, yeah.
I always thought it was a 48.19 for some reason. It's stuck in my brain. But of course, you didn't wear a cap.
Yeah, I heard a trivia question, which was who's the last male swimmer to win a gold medal without wearing a cap?
No cap. You're wearing a sweater. You're wearing a wool suit.
Wool sweater.
Exactly.
Me and Johnny Weissmuller.
So we wore paper suits. You wore a paper suit, no cap, and you wore Swedes.
Yep.
All right.
That's it. Yeah, I got hooked on the Swedes when I came to Berkeley. We had a bunch of them training there, and the foam was causing a rash around my eye, so it threw me a pair.
Love the Swedes.
Yeah. If I feel like that's the true mark of a swimmer, if they wear Swedes or not.
Speaking of Swedes, how about Sarah Swordstrom
Oh,
Yeah.
at 30?
what a segue.
Yeah. That's an impressive swim.
Yes.
You know what? You heard her press conference afterwards. She wasn't even going to swim the event. And her coach, she hadn't done it very much. And I was thinking about the difference of perspective, right? If you go in and you're sort of a little more carefree about it, sure, it's the Olympics, but it's not, it's not what you're going to go home crying about. And the look on her face, the expression of just pure joy at that age, that was really something special. I got to know her a little bit through the International Swimming League. And she's also just a really nice person. She's well-spoken, she's poised, she's generous. And now she's, again, a gold medalist.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better. I mean, yeah, like just the pressure that's taken off by swimming a quote unquote off event or an event where you have low expectations. Yeah, it can make a big difference because she's been in that final several times before, and I don't even know if she's won a medal in it. That's let alone a gold medal.
Maybe a second one coming up in the 50.
Yeah.
Matt,
That's right. Yeah.
Were you at trials, Matt? Okay, I didn't see.
days.
I don't remember seeing you at trials.
Yeah, I did some speaking for Indiana Swimming, their development programs, and a few odd jobs I picked up along the way. I got to spend some time with my son Luke, who lives in Hawaii, so I hadn't seen him in a long time. We rented a little Verbo about 3/4 of a mile from the stadium, so we got to do a lot of walking and talking, and that made it really nice.
No, it is nice.
That's awesome.
So in terms of the 100 free at trials, any you were surprised? Any takeaways? What were what did you think after watching that final at U.S. Olympic trials?
Well, how many were under 48? That was the most impressive part. My high school coach, Stu Kahn, still tracks my times over the last 30 years, 40 years, maybe more. And he always says, well, you still made the relay with 48.4, but not anymore. No.
Not anymore.
Right. Scott Moore says, Matt, I watched your 1988 Seoul 800 free relay anchor leg before every big high school meet to get fired up. Great to see you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
We have Craig Oppel on Friday. Remember Craig?
I sure do. UCLA
Another
boy,
relay.
Right? That's right.
That's right.
So in terms of this 100-meter free, I feel like the 100 free is shaping up to be one of the most competitive events we're going to have at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. And it's when you're swimming 100-meter free and someone has closing speed in the last 15 meters, like Kyle Chalmers or David Popovich. It's did you swim swimmers like that? Was that something that would haunt you in the back of your head when you raced?
It's a good question, and I was thinking about what goes through your head at like 15 meters out from the finish. And in '88, my training was spot on. I was peaking, and in that last 15 meters, I felt like no one was going to go past me. '92 was a different story. I didn't have the training, the background. Nort wouldn't let me train at Berkeley anymore. He was worried about NCAA violations, which is funny because now you've got kids training in colleges that aren't even enrolled in the university. And then Eddie Reese, who's coach emeritus in USA Swimming, he didn't do me any favors because I called him in anticipation of the '92 Olympics because I didn't have a coach, I didn't have a program, and he told me I couldn't come swim at Texas. He had his 100 free horses in the race. And so, 92 was really tough for me. And so that last 15 meters, I was hearing the voices from behind. I could feel them coming. And then your back tightens up and your lungs start burning. So I think when we see that 100-meter final, they're going to have probably 6 guys all right there with a touch. And then the last 10 strokes are going to make the difference. We need Jack to get off on a good start. His semi, he's a big guy, and I think he outswam everybody in the pool. But his technical start and turn, if he can nail those 2 things, I think he'll take it.
That's kind of what we saw from him last year at World Champs too, right? He had, I think it was in the semis where he messed up his start, and then he was able to swim his way back to the field, get an outside lane, and then in finals gets a silver medal behind Kyle Chalmers.
Yeah, it's nice to see a big guy swimming all three 50, 100, and 200 again.
You were the last one to do it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully Chris can get on the podium here as well. I predicted him to get on the podium. We'll see if he makes it.
Yeah, I think he's got to shake off his 200 free swim. Again, that's sort of that mental game that you play, whether you're hot or you're not. And I just had the feeling like he let the Olympics intensity and probably the pressure of swimming 3 individual events weighed a little heavier on him. I mentioned Sarah earlier, who wasn't even sure she was going to swim the 100 free. So these athletes come at it from such different perspectives.
Like you said, I'm guessing he night 1 wins gold in the 400 free relay, his first Olympics, his first medal, and then has to go through media, maybe drug testing, whatever, get home, eat, and then like the next morning swim a 200 free prelim. I'm guessing that's a pretty quick turnaround for him.
And when you're up there with 3 other guys, you can kind of stay loose a little bit, right? Because the focus isn't on you, and you want to come through for your teammates more than you want to achieve as an individual. And so that collective unity, I think, makes it for a little easier swim, a little less pressure. But when you're out there all by yourself, there's no one to blame but you.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got commercials.
Have you, Matt, do you remember Seoul and the comfort level of the Olympic Village and the walking and because we're hearing horror stories about long bus rides, no AC. We're hearing that this Olympics is a little more uncomfortable than past Olympics.
I was fortunate in '88. The USA swimming manager threw me a bone and I got my own room. It was about the size of a broom closet. It was just big enough for a bed and a dresser. But I got to close the door and I got to be myself. And so that was really helpful. Speaking of bus rides, and back in the day, if you can believe it, I didn't have a ride to my first Olympic final in the 200 free. And so I was waiting for the bus. It was the last bus to go over to the finals. And it just didn't think about it, but how many swimmers are not swimming in the finals versus how many are in the finals? And so the last bus was absolutely packed. And as I pushed to try to get through the doors closed and off it went. And I remember a smokestack being in the distance next to where the swimming pool was. And that's the only reason I made my swim, is I had to walk to my first Olympic final. I bet you Michael Phelps never had to walk to a final.
I've never heard that story ever. How have I never heard that story?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the one race. That was
old school.
That was the one race. That was the one race where you should have finished off the podium. You got on the podium, and I'm like, that 200 meter free was to me, it felt like that was the toughest race for you.
It was. And then the 100 fly too, because I had very little experience doing that. I just sort of jumped in and behind Pablo there for a year and then beat him at the trials.
Just boatloads of raw talent. and Nesty got lucky.
No, he did not get lucky. He won it outright. And what
Nesty,
another great guy, by the way. And look
Anthony,
at
you got lucky. You got lucky, Anthony. I'm going to call it every time I see it. You got the medal, but you were lucky.
100th is tough.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
What happened to our swimming? Back to basketball.
I did not know that about the 200 free. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's an awesome story.
Yeah, I was thinking about, the coaches and what was their plan for me. They just left me there. Of course, they're all in the stands watching the meet, and I'm walking, wondering where I'm going.
Well, they are. Yeah, they had a very cushy life, didn't they? Coaches, leadership. They took care of themselves. They didn't. I don't think they took care of you. How long was the walk?
It's probably like 20 or 30 minutes, but I didn't have to warm up my legs when I got there.
After
And,
these minutes, yeah.
The power of positive thinking is really important in situations like that. And I sort of turned it around. I had my Walkman with my 2 D-size battery backup that I could put on my hip. And I was listening to music, and I was thinking about that stuffy bus, and European hygiene isn't quite what we're used to in the States, and I can't imagine being all cramped up. And so here I was out in the fresh air listening to music, and I just made the best of it.
That's awesome.
After these many decades,
That's pretty great.
my story would have grown to like it was an hour walk.
It was snowing.
The map does.
It was uphill.
In fact, I
wasn't-
mentioned to my son earlier, Lucas. He's actually at the Olympic Center in Korea right now. He's a foodie, and he loves Korean food. So he went to Seoul for a meal.
That's cool.
It's really
I
cool.
like him. I like him a lot.
Yes.
I travel for food.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Have you been back to Seoul?
Once I went back probably a year later for a promotional deal. And it's funny because they wanted me to swim 100 free. And so I did. And then they booed me because I didn't set a world record.
They booed you for not.
Well, I went like 51 or 52 something. I mean, it wasn't under 50. And I guess they wanted me to put a little more effort into it.
It's an exhibition swim. This is just for camera.
Yeah.
Wow.
My burlap bag and sweater on.
Sheesh. I thought there would be swimming by now. What's going on?
Yeah.
We've got,
Michael's talking about the 100 free. What did he go? What was his best 100 free? He was 47 in a compression suit. He was the 47.5. Lead off on a relay.
Michael. Yeah.
Hey, Phelps is doing a pretty good job on the microphone here. He's poised. His speech has improved quite a bit, and he's got some meaningful things to say. Swimming is hard, if you listen to the commentators, Rowdy and Amy, there's so many superlatives, right?
Mhm.
He's off to a good start. He's got good streamline. Look how deep he is in the water, and head position to the spine. I mean, there's really not a lot of race analysis to do. And I think Phelps has done a really good job of giving insights into what it's like to be on the inside.
Agreed. Especially, we were just talking about this earlier. When you're talking to people who are not familiar with swimming, like you can't just start talking about nerding out about technique, because people aren't just going to say like, what are you talking about? Like you have to keep it in layman's terms.
That's a good point. And I'm fascinated with the underwater images, and in particular, what's happening with the hands and fingers. I have an ongoing discussion with my coach, Nancy Reno, about whether thumb out or thumb in, and whether the fingers are apart and I see the swimmers with all spaces between their fingers and also with their thumb out. And like the soaring birds, if you watch the raptors, they all have extensions, feathers at the end that somehow capture more of the wind or get more lift. And then if you notice Katie Ledecky in the 1500s, she doesn't kick with her right leg. It just floats behind her, and her left leg flaps to give balance with a little, like a hiccup in her stroke, so that she can maintain her body positioning or whatever. And I bet you she doesn't even know that she does it. She just does it naturally because it feels good. But the right leg, until the last 50 meters, got a free ride to a gold medal.
So here we go. I got a theory on this. I think that they were slow. I think Bob Bowman used his power to slow everything down to give Marchand a little more rest after that 200 fly gold medal, so he'd be fresh for this 200 breast final.
He'll be the
Classic.
swimmer.
Classic Bowman. Oh my gosh. I hope he wins another gold here. That would be so cool.
I think he's winning. I think this guy. I think he's tough to beat.
We'll see how much the 2 fly took out of him, though. I mean, he's
Nothing.
obviously in great shape. He was tired after that 200 fly.
I mean, if he goes 207 mid to low, he wins, and he's capable of going 205. So
yeah,
it's over. He won. Zach had a terrible start.
Well, Zach is like the king of back halfers, and Zach goes 205.
He's a body length behind, 20 meters in.
Dude, he could be a body length behind at the 150 and still be lethal.
It's a lot of
speed. I think Marchand with his start. I think Marchand has back end speed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Leon looks good.
Oh, he just looks hard on that pull out.
He's got a body leg off the start.
He needs to press his third 50 though.
Yeah.
Lay off like he has been.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead, Clark.
I mean, I was just thinking, like, everybody else is going out fast too. Like it's the final. They're going to try to stay with him so everybody could die.
Okay, good adjustment into that turn. He knows he has to be ahead of Zach, or he knows he wants to have a lot of distance by that last 50.
Marchand is out in a 00.59, 00.59.
Yeah, he's going to roll up 32 here, and let's see.
He's so far ahead.
Yeah.
So is this guy? Yeah, Clark, you were saying you want to see a world record.
Zach is coming.
I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, he's going to have to come home. In 32.2.
He's under. He's 0.2 under pace, but
just depends. Yeah, I mean, he's getting tired, but he's got enough momentum. Zach's not going to catch him. You can go
golly.
Do you see Bob swimming with him?
Yeah, moving the head. Yeah, he's going to be just off it.
All right.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
He's getting tired, but I mean, shooting this in the double.
Look at that.
205.80.
151.
Oh, the bronze. That's big for Casper.
Oh,
yeah, it's a great swim.
Yeah. There he is, the double.
Get up, stay. That was a celebration foul.
Yes. I mean, still 005, 105
wow.
home, 32 low, 33. No, 32.7 on the way home. I mean, that's really good.
Matt, did you watch his 200 fly?
I did watch it. Yeah, it's so smooth.
So smooth.
That stadium must be buzzing right now. Holy cow.
So there is an Olympic bump for the host city, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Korea won more medals in '88 than they've ever won. And just doing it in front of your home crowd and, on the breaststroke, it's cute how they all sing to him in time.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's seriously just looking at everyone.
Double. That's insane.
Yeah. He just won both. That's so crazy. Oh, we get the underwater view.
See his fingers separate, and Matty also kind of presses his hands up, which I like to watch too. I think it gives a lot of pressure on him.
Oh, you guys must be a little bit ahead of me.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think West Coast just gets it later. All of our West Coast guests have been behind this week.
What did Casper go, Coleman? Do you have the results out?
There's the thumb. The thumb is out.
Mm-hmm.
Bob
wanted the world record there.
He was getting greedy. Casper was 7.9. Zach was 6.9, or sorry, 6.7.
It's pretty good.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at it. This is one of those rare moments where 200 breast and 200 fly may matter more on a swimming night than 100 freestyle.
Big day for us now.
That is an alternate dimension because I'm used to crickets in our events, Clark.
Yes.
And I'm used to hearing all the fangirls and fanboys screaming for Biondi. I never got the love. I always the blue ribbon event guys.
Yes. I mean,
So I'm not
I was
mad at
for
it.
you. Mel, I was cheering for you.
The only person was just you and Tom.
right.
Obligatory. We got to cheer for these guys because nobody's cheering for
Come
them.
on, wake up, people. He's swimming.
Seriously.
You were a
Oh,
great
that's
captain. You were a great team captain.
I was on the shy side. Tom was more engaging during bus rides and lunchtime, and that's all real important for.
Yeah, but if you said anything, it mattered. And I think the fact that you didn't come across as shy, you came across as the wise old champion who, you had something to say. We had a moment I think we were in France, and we sat around in a circle and talked, and it was one of the most meaningful talks that I'd ever heard, being on a national team, and you led it.
Thank you.
And things you remember 3-4 decades later.
The message was, don't screw up, guys. It's important.
I think that we were talking through, and there were a lot of nerves, and there was some fear, and there was some anticipation, and you were bleeding off that energy and processing it, and that was very meaningful.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. You're a good man.
Our commenters are saying that's the first double gold for a swimmer in a single session since the 60s.
Interesting.
It's pretty amazing.
Otherwise, it's been an individual in a relay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're also saying that Leon was made in a lab.
It's weird.
All right. Does anybody want to make a prediction? Are we going to see? I'm gonna predict it. Jack is going to win this thing. He's going to go a 46.89.
Wow.
I'm just putting it out there. Someone's got to keep this conversation interesting. Someone needs to get extended.
Kyle Chalmers, 46.98.
46.98. Kyle Chalmers. You're calling the Aussie to win. Okay. Fair enough.
And I think Popovich is going to win it based on his 200 free.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he's going to, like I said, it's as much as I like to see the Americans on the podium. I think David's got the last 15 meters.
I did some Romanian media, and I predicted he would win on Romanian TV, but since we're just here on the U.S. stream, SwimSwam stream, I popped over to Jack. That's how this works.
Man,
Chalmers is tough too, though. 46.5 on the relay.
God, my hands are sweating.
Yeah,
well, I have no understanding of this event. I never cracked I never went a 50 point. I couldn't get out of the 51s. And my palms are sweating.
Oh man.
Come on, Jack.
Yeah. Good.
Jack has the talent and ability to get out and get on top of the water and get after this.
He does.
He's
got
big man speed.
too.
Chalmers saved his body, but forgot to shave his chin. Look at the handprints. Yeah, he's been beating himself up.
I know. Yeah. Those are intense. All right. Who's in lane 6? Nandor Nemeth, maybe?
Grousset.
That would be crazy.
Oh, that's Crusade, yeah. Panzan Lee, wow, he is out.
Ooh, he is
Scrambling.
in control. Whoa.
Pan is out.
22.2.
That is so fast. Okay.
Here comes Kyle.
Lane 6,
Oh.
strong. Come on, Jack.
Oh, Pan's got it.
Man, this is over. He's in control.
That's
It's not-
Oh, my.
Holy moly.
This is a shutout.
Wow.
Man,
46.
46-4?
Oh my God. 46-4.
Wow.
Holy what?
That is a very, very big flex.
That
Tighten
was
up a
How
little
tall
bit.
is he?
And
Wow.
That's extraordinary. Like Popovich is like, well, that was impressive.
Wow. That was crazy.
is that their first
Jeez.
gold for China?
I think that's China's first gold for swimming. Yeah.
Yeah, they have the most.
Someone's going to see Xi Jinping when they get home.
Wow.
Shake his hand. That's a big moment.
46-4. Good God.
That is so fast. I just demolished that world record.
That's
Who
actually a
got
swim I
second
wanna
and
see.
third?
Chalmers and Popovich were second and third. Chalmers was 47-48. Over a full second behind. Popovich was 47-49, 100th behind him. And then Nandor Nemeth of Hungary was 47-50 for fourth, 1/100th behind Popovich.
That's tough.
But I think everybody was thinking, silver bronze would be at least 47 flat,
Yeah.
somewhere in the 47 flat, 47-1. You might get a 47-2. That's a swim I'd like to see in slow motion right now all over again, because that was pretty extraordinary.
Oh, man. I'm just waiting for the commenters to ask what he's going to go in a deeper pool. 45?
He's going to go 45. I don't, here's the thing. Once you get out in the lead like that, he's swimming in clear water.
Yeah.
How tall is he? Is this height anywhere?
6 feet, maybe.
Yeah.
There's some videos of him on Instagram just doing 50s from a push and 23 low. And his whole body is on the surface. You can see it, his entire back, his butt, his legs. I mean, he rides so high. It's really impressive. I got to find it, send it to you all. It's incredible.
Wow. Yeah, please do. That's crazy. Wow, what a night.
Yeah.
I always thought that we would see a 46-4, 46 low, something weird and way out there in 2 years. And I thought it would be when Popovich is going to fill in. It's going to, he looks like a boy. When he starts to look like a man and get some more power,
Yeah.
I felt like he was the swimmer who was going to pull that off. I did not think we would see that this soon.
22-2, 24-1 are those world records.
What did you? What was your second 50, Matt?
I have no idea.
Good for you. I love that you don't know. You shouldn't know.
It's the same distance as the first lap. I know that much.
Is that weird to see? With someone so intimate with this race, is it weird to watch someone go a 46-4?
I mean, the time is what it is. It's really hard to tell the difference watching a swimmer in the pool between 46 or even a 49. That's why I'm so fascinated with what happens under the water. And Coleman, you had a good point that the audience has not been a competitive swimmer for 25 years, so the language is going to be strange to them. But that's where the rubber hits the road, right? It's not what we're looking at from the top; it's what they're doing underneath, and that's what part I'd like to see more of for sure.
Oof.
And for any young swimmers that are out there, you should be videoing your stroke and talking about it with your coach and looking what's happening with bubbles and hand position, body position. It's really important to be able to see what you're doing.
There you go. Word to the wise.
Yeah.
All right.
Word to the wise, whose best time is now 2 seconds behind the world record.
Hey, you should see what I swim now.
Wait, you won Masters a while ago. Didn't you just win Masters a few years ago?
Yeah, in my age group, our relay team set a world record in the 4x100 short course meters in December. So I'm
All
still in
right.
good shape for a human being. I'll be 59 in a couple months.
What are you splitting on a relay in short course meters?
Shoot, I think I went 56 high.
That seems
And
pretty good to me.
I swam the 400 too.
Oh,
I went 434.
You did a 400-meter free. I mean, is there video? Can we get some video of this?
Yeah, my college buddy had a mole at the meet and filmed me dying in the last 100.
I want to see that video. That needs to be on SwimSwam.
Well, masters swimming is hard when you're swimming the same events that you did when you were in your 20s. So I wanted to try to get a personal best time, so I swam the 400.
Good for you. I like that. You're full of surprises. All right,
Wow.
I'm out of here. I'm going to dinner.
Yeah,
Same.
thank you guys. Thanks for joining.
Hey, sure.
Thanks
for the
all
invite.
viewers.